Kick to the gut.
I like it.
Yo, okay, this is a bit different because here we are on a Sunday morning recording this, and it kind of sucks that we're not there live with you right now in the chat. Chat, what's up? Thank you so much for hanging out, though. We appreciate it. It's Mr. Young.
It is for in the building. It's my fault, bro. It's my fault.
No. You know what they say? Card subject to change. So as wrestling fans, we are very used to this.
Yes, for sure. And forgive me if I'm recording like it looks like I'm from a dungeon right now. It's time that we are recording Sunday morning, it's super raining in Bedok, as you can tell.
It's raining all over the island, bro. Like right now, it's nice and cool. Very good Sunday morning for sleeping, but we're not sleeping because wrestling never sleeps.
Yeah, man. Here we are, trudging through the sleep deprivity that you are feeling right now. Because we were just fresh off of GrappleMax the day before. We're gonna talk about it before anything happens, right?
And from what I've seen and heard, right, on social media from you, apparently I missed quite a bit of a banger. Do the kids use that term? It's a banger.
The lit lah. It's lit. It's banger. I don't know what else it is.
No, isn't it Sheamus and his group of Brawling Brutes? Banger after banger after, like, they're trying to get that over. That happened on SmackDown, but I don't know if it got over.
I was waiting for them to say bangers and mash lah. I mean, that's a very British thing to say, right?
That's sausage and mashed potatoes for those of you who don't know, huh?
Yeah. I mean, okay. The reason we are pre-recording is because, Monday, my first day at my new job.
Woo!
Not only cut subject to change, this podcast timing schedule is subject to change because I do not know when I can record, when do I have a work from home. So I'm going to update you guys about that once we have a clearer picture.
No worries. You know how like the WWE, every time it's football season or hockey season, Raw or AEW Dynamite gets, get pushed around their timing? Same.
Yeah.
We have the same situation. So once again, we are used to it. Don't worry about it.
As much as we love wrestling, we have to understand that when football comes around, wrestling can go one corner. They don't care about our timing. Same bro. When work comes around,
Not just that, but real life, bro. I just want to share with you what I did over the weekend, and that's why I couldn't make it to GrappleMax, by the way, right? So,
yes.
like I was telling you, my niece is in town. My niece from Bangkok, because my sister-in-law actually stays in Bangkok.
Did she marry a Thai guy?
Yes. Funnily enough, his name is Yang. So, like, same name.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? No, but it's like Ratchapon something, the Thai name, like long name, but they shorten it to just Yang.
Hey, this is your sister-in-law, not your actual sister, right?
No, I'm an only child. So this is my sister-in-law.
So your wife's sister.
Yeah, we threw a big birthday party, sort of like late afternoon, right? Mm-hmm. And wow, okay, let me take my hat off. I'm not wearing a hat, but I'm going to take my imaginary hat off to every single parent out there who has to deal with this sort of a life. I don't know how y'all do it. I mean, okay, maybe I'm just not used to it, but like chasing kids around an entire afternoon, by evening time, I was like, wow, bro, I'm ready to tap out already, right? And then after that, I had to take care of my niece. Granted, she is cute, like so cute. She's like 16 months old, right? And I was like playing with her, we had to feed her. Thank goodness she didn't have to poo or pee at the time.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait, so your sister-in-law like cabut lah, like, okay, you all take care of her, I wanna go relax.
Yeah. She went off, don't know do what. No, then I'm like, I guess I'm on babysitting duty. So myself, my wife, we were both like taking turns entertaining this little, bundle of joy. Oh, but by the time I realized that, the mother came back, right? My sister-in-law came back home, right? After they went out, don't know do what lah. By the time she came back, it was like 8 o'clock already. I'm like, what? I didn't even realize. I didn't have time for dinner. I didn't do anything else. I'm like, oh my God, this is the parenting life. Bro, I don't know if I'm ready.
Bro, here's the secret to your youthful good looks, bro.
Not having kids?
Yeah, having kids, bro. That's why you still look good at 40 plus, bro. I tell you, once you have, you will age by, 10 years.
Oh no, I'll start looking like I'm 50, I'm 60. But, okay, on the positive side, it was a very fulfilling day.
Yeah.
And later this evening, actually, we're going to have like a barbecue with them again. So there'll be more babysitting to be done.
I mean, I know you like what, 4-5 years.
Yeah.
First time I know you have some connection. You got some Thai connection.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is also the first time I've really gotten super involved with a toddler. you know.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounded very weird, but you know what I mean in terms of a
Yes.
babysitting point of view, because the rest of the toddlers that I've interacted with have been like my wife's friends or friends' kids, and those you just see for an afternoon. The parents will take care of them, and then you just F off, right?
It's the best kind.
Oh.
You just come for the cuteness, but then you can leave when the drama starts.
Yes. Hey, I have to say, my little niece, not too much drama. Maybe I just got lucky on that day. She was very happy because birthday, celebrating. Everyone is like making a fuss about her. But I cannot imagine like me trying to do work. Can you imagine trying to do a podcast next time? I got one baby here and then crying because I'm not paying them attention? Bro.
You must teach your doggos to take care of the kids. They become the guardian.
Actually, you start crying, then they put the paw on the mouth like, shh, quiet.
Let them develop the friendship there, then you can relax one corner.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was a little bit about me. That was my weekend. How about your weekend, bro?
I appreciate you sharing. That's a very nice thing to share. So yeah, the reason yesterday I was like almost like I didn't know whether I could make it was because I had to follow. I mean, my family had to follow me around for errands because I was getting my not wedding gown. Not wedding gown. Why would I wear a wedding gown? Getting my graduation gown, bro.
Very good. Congratulations, my brother. When is like the ceremony, or was it this weekend?
My convocation is in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
So for those who actually no one knows or no one is asking lah, but I'm graduating. I'm getting my degree in communications with English language from SUSS.
Nice.
So it's a part-time degree. I've been doing it, bro. I've been doing it like since like 2015, bro. It takes so fucking long, bro. So
the hustle is real. Okay, now you have your gown and everything, right? What you need to do is film yourself cutting you remember the Genius?
Oh,
the promo.
The Lenny Puffo, is it?
Yeah. Go and film yourself doing a Genius promo. Okay, for those of you who don't know, this is 80s wrestling. I mean, WWF superstars. What was it? Was he the Macho Man's brother?
Yeah, Leaping Lenny Puffo, right?
Yeah. His gimmick in the WWF was the Genius.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, of course, clearly I tried out the gown, and then I was disturbing my girl. I was entertaining her because the ones I wore the gown, you know what I felt like? What? I felt like those choir singers. So I started singing like, "Ain't no mountain high." I was doing that, like the whole dance routine in the living room, and then suddenly, right, I realized the gown has a hood.
Really?
Bro, so fucking when I wear the hood, I look like a Sith Lord. And then I don't know why I started imitating Voldemort. I was like, Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Bro, we need to see these videos, bro.
I'll release it in due course. But the funny thing is, right, my monologue of Voldemort only lasted 2 sentences because I can't remember any of his quotes. Then it transitioned into a Paul Heyman, a Paul Bearer. Oh, yes! For no reason. I just went back to my wrestling stereotype.
Yeah, this is what happens when you are a die-hard wrestling fan. You just default back to wrestling promos we've heard years and years ago.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay, I'm okay. I know we are on a tangent, but we wanted to get our weekend off the table. So so I managed to settle my graduation gown. Made it just in time to catch the main event of GrappleMax. But we gotta give a great shout out to our young boy, our intern, Saleh.
Yo, Saleh.
Yeah, Saleh should be in the chat right now. Hopefully, if he's not, we need to talk. But
what the hell?
No, but he did a great job. I think it's his second show because previously the first time we introduced him to like watching live wrestling shows was the Ring of Rebirth show. Yeah. So this was his first ever official GrappleMax show, seeing GrappleMax live. So whatever you see from the IG reels going forward, IG stories, it's all him doing it. So give shout out to him because he did a great job covering the event as well.
Absolutely. And talking about Saleh, you know what? Why not give him the floor first to give us a bit of a summary of the event, because we're obviously jumping right into it. First of all, can we say how beautiful does that GrappleMax championship look?
This is an exclusive, bro.
This is solid, bro. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, what do you mean exclusive? Has nobody seen this belt yet?
The only one that have seen this belt are the people. They unveiled the belt at the end of the show. So the only people that have seen it is literally the people in the arena. I don't think they've even posted it on their official social media yet. But hey, bro, look at that! It's beautiful, bro.
We got the scoop. Yeah, it is beautiful. I don't know how much they spent on that thing, but I'm pretty sure it cost them quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, my intel, according to my intel, actually no lah. I just asked Najwan,
Don't
photographer
anyhow.
extraordinaire.
They throw people under the bus, yeah.
No, it's not. I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying that he was the one that told me that he actually brokered the deal because he's like a huge belt collector fan, like a belt fan and all that. So he's the one that brokered this whole deal with a UK company, UK custom belt making company. So apparently legitimate. They've done great belts for indie promotions over there in the UK and around the region. And as you can tell, the craftsmanship, bro.
Oh my god.
Son, amazing.
It is a thing of beauty. Anyway, right now, live from Gymcraft Tampines.
Yes.
Here is the main man, Saleh.
Alright guys, my name is Saleh and we are live right after Go Standard 2. And overall the show is great. All the crowd is pumped up. First match with Aussie versus Bad Company. They lasted quite long, and then Bad Company got the W lah. Second match was Bulldozer versus N-Boss, so that was the quarter final, and N-Boss got the W, and then so he advanced to the semi final, and he did double duty. The stipulation match, which is the Showtime, LK Lady Killer, Hotshot and DJ Kel. And it was a funny match, and Showtime won the match, so he got the chiropractor package. And then we move on to Prabhu versus Smart Dave, and that match was actually quite interesting. And so we got Smart Dave that advances to the final, and then it was like Prabhu talks a lot, but he still lost. So anyway, so we go to the final one, which is the main event. So which is Wildfire Remus versus N-Boss. So this is second match of the night. Before this, they had a connection. So that match was actually was special. So in the end, Wildfire Remus got the win. There was a lot of like top moves and everything. It was great. So right now the final is Smart Dave versus Wildfire Remus. So that will be on 3rd December. I can't wait for that. I will be there as well.
Nice. My guy with the mustache and the long hair. The mustache clearly inspired by you, Foreign.
Oh, no. But you know what? I think he looks pretty cool on his own. I didn't know we hired a mud rocker to be our intern. But, loving the look.
It sounds like a lot of fun. And the only one thing I would say is ask them to switch off the background music when you do these reports.
Okay, I cannot. I mean, we are we are slaves to them clearing up because that was post-show. But again, I kind of came in like the second or third match, so kind of miss apparently the slow, torturous murder of Aussie. I missed that, unfortunately, but it's nice to hear that they survived that long.
Yeah, I mean, last week, remember, you were like, they confirmed die. They confirmed kana. And they did. Exactly. It played out exactly like it should have. Because let's face it, honestly, these are a bunch of smiley face young boys, Bad Company, they're veterans, they're vicious. It's like APA versus, name me a fresh face jobber. Not jobber team lah. Walao. Like a very young pre TLC Hardys. How about that?
Yeah. I guess that's it. But interestingly, right? So I was talking to Saraya about the matches, the first few matches that I missed. So Bad Company kind of toyed with them. So they toyed with their lunch. They didn't eat them straight away. They didn't devour them. But the Aussie team really put in a lot of like fighting spirit, displayed a lot of grit and toughness. So they kind of survived. So they were supposed to end it, but somehow they managed to kicked out at 2, even though like it was supposed to be like a emphatic power move to have ended the match. So yeah, it's great for them.
It's classic, like, overwhelming heel versus fresh baby face. That's a classic story. You can't go wrong with it. Like, okay, obviously these guys can put them away right away, but instead of dragging it out, having a back and forth match, you have a situation they're toying with them. That's the only reason why the fresh baby face can survive. And, I mean, frigging, if GrappleMax can get it, I don't know why AEW can't get it. Instead, you have, like, Daniel Garcia and Bryan Danielson going for 30 minutes, even though nobody knows who the bloody hell Daniel Garcia is. But I am going on a tangent. You get my point, right?
Yes, I get your point, and we will definitely discuss about it later on our AEW part. But so apparently, I wanted to know what's the connection with Bad Company? Why are they in GrappleMax? So apparently, so over in Thailand, they also have the two very distinct promotions, right?
Okay.
So Setup Wrestling is this huge promotion is the main one, and then the Bad Company actually founded their very own, so it's like equivalent to GrappleMax. They splintered out and formed their own. I think it's called Top Promotion or TOP or something like that. So this was like a way for them to kind of showcase the new promotion. Not say new but like basically to make inroads into Singapore, because mostly it's always like Seta or previously they were from that company. They were representing that promotion coming to Singapore, right? So now they're trying to promote their own. Very interestingly, they didn't come alone.
Okay.
They brought a young boy as well to have a match. Yeah,
wait.
I will let you know. Yeah.
He had a match, not an official match.
No, so they actually brought like one of their proteges, one of their students as well, to have like an impromptu match with Christian. So it was not on the card. It was like a surprise match.
Oh, okay. When did this happen? Like after their tag team match, or just somewhere in the card?
Yes, after the tag team match. So they were on the show twice. So the first time was, of course, them having the destruction of Aussie. And then like a couple of matches later, I think they came down to like manage this new kid. But we'll talk about it later. So
okay, can. In terms of the card breakdown, I have it. I'm not sure if this is the correct order in which these matches happen, but okay. Sally did mention the Fatal 4-Way, Crypto Bro, Showtime, DJ Cal, Hot Shot Wilson. So was this the second match of the night?
No, it wasn't the second. So the second match of the night, I believe, is Greg's first match of the night. So the quarterfinals that they were supposed to have in the previous shows. So it's Irfan versus End Boss Greg.
Okay, which makes sense, right? And like we called it, and Gregory and Boss would make it all the way to the next round to face off against his quote-unquote inglorious protege, which I'm very interested to know how that turned out and, the storyline there. We'll get to that in just a bit. But the other semi-final, Smart Dave versus Prabhu. Surprised by the result?
No, not really. But again, even though I'm not surprised, but I was rooting for Prabhu, right?
I mean, remember last week we talked about how it would be very interesting if like the two quote-unquote newer guys were the finals, Prabhu versus Remus, right? Yeah. But I guess maybe it makes more sense. Now, in hindsight, we can say this, right? Yeah, you have a veteran versus a new guy. So at least you have the veteran to bring up the value of the new guy if that were to be the finals. And that is the finals.
Bro, our predictions were both completely wrong because one prediction was to have the two young guys go to the finals, right? Remus and Prabhu. Oh, wait. Remus wanted to make it very clear. He told me, bro, I'm not a young guy. I've been with the company from its very beginning. He wanted to make it clear to me.
Okay.
But I'm saying that he's a relatively younger person.
Yeah, okay, younger guy. Yeah.
So he's an experienced vet, according to him. Okay. So I wanted the younger people to be in the finals, or we wanted to have wanted them to revisit the Greg rivalry with Smart Dave from 2019. Yeah. So both, permutations ended up wasn't being the case. It was instead Remus and Dave. It didn't, not that it didn't make sense. It was just like, I didn't even think about it. This permutation.
Okay, so then talk to me about Remus versus Boss Greg. Was it a heel versus heel match? Like, how did that dynamic play out, considering they are faction mates?
I'm guessing we're just jumping around the card because this is actually the final match this is actually the main event.
Okay, so the co-main event was the Fatal 4-Way lah.
The Fatal 4-Way was towards the end for sure. Yeah. Okay,
I mean, what can you tell me about that?
Okay, so Fatal 4-Way, I guess. Remember we said it was like the best of the rest, like the goals. I would say the gold standard. I would say like the MVPs of GrappleMax. So like all four of them, like, very popular. There's a following, all that. DJ Cal, he got the victory. The funny thing is there was a stipulation to this match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stipulation was, remember our good friend Jeff, the chiropractor, this wrestler. I think we interviewed him a bit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously. He came to the ring and then he announced that the winner of the match will get 6-month free chiropractor package from his company.
Wait, is this an angle or is this like legit?
I mean, it played out as anger, but it's actually legit like that. And then he's giving out and it's like to promote his company. So before the match come, he came to the ring and then like Sean Rick like announced that, oh, okay, there's this he's from this company, and then like they're giving out this package. So that actually played into the match itself, the storyline.
All right.
Because everyone was like, hey, I need the package. My back pain. My back pain. So then funny because Val was like I think there was like one moment of peril, and Showtime was like in danger, and then he went up to was it not Wildfire, Hotshot. Yeah. He said like, hey, come, you and me, let's split the package. You take 3 months, I take 3 months.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was very funny because all four of them had like legitimate claim to wanting the package. So it was then funny in the sense of how they booked the match towards that relation.
So it was more of a comedic let-up match lah. So not everything is super serious.
Yeah. I think the point of the match was comedic, but I mean they did wrestle a great pace. All four of them are pros.
Yeah.
I believe I can't remember what was the finisher to finish off the match. Yeah, I can't remember, but the victory was, I think, well deserved from DJK. DJK was on fire when his attacking sequence, his comeback sequence was great. I think the crowd really got into him, and his music, by the way, popping music.
Can I just very quickly go on a tangent here? And
yes, sure.
I know a lot of people, and there's always this talk of, oh yeah, Mr. Young, you don't like to have fun, you don't like comedy in your wrestling. There's a difference between comedy, but like you do the comedy, but you actually wrestle, which is what these guys clearly did, right? Versus fake punches and fake kicks for the sake of comedy, wrestling a blow-up doll, wrestling a child, wrestling an invisible opponent. Do I make sense here?
Of course.
One thing is you are making fun of the situation, but you are actually still respecting the business in that punches are real, kicks are real, suplexes are real, right? Yeah. You don't give away the business in that situation. You're just making fun of the situation before. We've seen it many, many times. Once again, Mr. Young is not against fun, god damn it, because that has been said about me before, okay? When I complain about the Young Bucks or the Elite or Orange Cassidy or whatever. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Bro, who are these people and what's their Instagram handle? Come on, I'll find them for you.
Hey, no, it's fine. I just want to point out, there's a big difference between comedy in wrestling and comedy wrestling, as in... wrestling the invisible opponent, where it's so far off reality that it's like, okay, it's fine. Okay, here's the other thing. It's fine on an indie show, because on an indie show, we're all a bunch of, insiders. But not on television. On television, you're just giving away the business and making the business look foolish. And so that when, and we've dealt with this our entire lives, right? Oh, this stuff is fake. It looks so hokey. And then you go and show like all these especially in Japan, they have the one, this clip keeps getting shared of like some evil Ronald McDonald lookalike wrestler humping some dude in the ring. I'm like, oh, good God,
oh,
man.
Dear God, okay.
And then, the caption is like, who says wrestling is fake? It's like all those kind of videos. Like, so there's a difference. There is a way to do comedy in wrestling, as long as the wrestling is still real.
Speaking of the invisible match, I actually saw that particular match you might have been alluding to from Game Changer Wrestling. Yes. It's like this clip of like the referee trying to ref two individual wrestlers. So it's actually a performance piece. By the ref itself, right?
So he's wearing a set of goggles, which the commentators are saying, oh, the goggles are allowing him to see the invisible guy. So and then one guy is just basically doing front flips, back flips, pretending to be thrown and punched and suplex lah.
Yeah, the best part was there was this one clip of the referee was on the second level and like this guy or invisible guy got thrown off the balcony,
Yeah.
and the fans below actually reacted
Yeah.
and actually
See,
yeah.
this is like a mass hypnosis thing. We are all in on the joke, so we all are
Play
okay
along.
with it. We're like, oh, can you imagine if they did that on Raw or on Dynamite, and then your
it was-
casual fan watches this, go, oh my god, wrestling is so fake. I always knew it was fake, but my god, this confirmed is fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Funny detail about that one match, invisible match. Guess who's the referee?
It's one of the AEW referees, right?
Yes, it's that Bryce Remus.
Bryce. Yeah. So anyway, my whole point is comedy in wrestling, fine. Please do more of it. We need the levity in between the serious matches. But comedic wrestling, where it makes the business look like a joke, nah, fam. That's to me, you want to do it in an indie show, that's fine. Don't bring it on television.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So I guess in terms of Singapore's level of comedy matches, what I think I like about it is that the comedy is very local, you know?
Yep.
Like it's locally flavored.
Yeah.
You know how the wrestlers are. I think
But-
RR did a great job as
Yeah.
well.
See, my point still sticks though. When you watch, as far as I know, most of the comedy matches that have been done by SPW, GrappleMax and whatnot, right? It's still comedy within wrestling. When
Correct.
somebody uses a durian to smack on somebody's face or poke it up their butt, it hurts. Like you can imagine that hurting, right? It's okay. At the end of the day, this is all work, right? So you can still imagine that hurting. It would be different if like suddenly somebody throws a durian at somebody and then like the guy like or whatever, like, you know, like completely overreacts, or invisible opponent or whatever.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I don't have to imagine a durian hurting. I fell on a durian before. Fuck, it hurts like
You fell?
balls.
How did you? Okay, now you need to tell us the story about you falling on a durian.
Shit. I think it was in Malaysia. So I think I was visiting my cousin's kampong or what, right? And then we were playing football. Okay.
Oh.
So the thing is, right, when you play football, they play on like the dirt sand stuff, right?
Yeah.
No fucker tell me that was like a durian husk underneath like the tree that was right beside the goalpost.
Oh shit!
So I dive. And then I dive, I landed like my armpit, like the back there, right on that fucking. I was like, wow, what the fuck? Why is this rock so painful, sia?
Yeah.
And then when I stood up, I actually had like bleed marks. So, bro, I know how a thumbtack feels probably because when you hit it, right, at first, like the blunt force, it feels like a blunt force.
Yeah.
But like the 10 seconds later, suddenly you feel the prickly. What the fuck? Something pierced my skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
That was that.
Okay, everybody in chat, or while you're watching this video, next time you see foreign, remember this is the chant. He's hardcore. He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
My bag will probably be like the "Don't try this at home" WWE package. You know?
Okay, anyway, yes, let's come back to Gold Standard after that incredible tangent, which I still say is very important for you young wrestling fans. Because, oh my god, I'm going to go on another tangent. You know what I feel like it? You know what I feel like it is sometimes? I feel like a lot of these indie nonsense wrestling fans, right? It's like, they get so behind it. That's how the Young Bucks have cultivated their cult. Let's face it, it's a cult, right? Is that they are like the guys who, like, you know, before a band gets super popular, like a super indie band, wow, you love them because they are super niche and super, like, only I know about them. Everyone else, you all are losers. You know nothing about this thing that, you know, I love so much. And I find, and now it's so much easier to find the community because there's online. You can go into Reddit, you can go into, you know, this and that. Because previously it wouldn't have been a thing. It would have been like just a few pockets of people enjoying this nonsense, right? And just like, oh, okay, I didn't think that we could, you know, have other people we could share our mass hysteria or mass hypnosis on. But now with the internet, everyone can get together in their little echo chamber and go, yeah, this is so cool. This is real wrestling. This is like... Please step out of your bubble. Look at it from the big picture. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I'm saying don't spoil it for everybody.
Yeah. The problem with the Young Bucks is when they came to AEW, they said that this is what the future of wrestling could be. So they were trying to
Yeah.
push wrestling in that direction because that is what they believe is what makes wrestling great, right? Nothing against them having that vision, but I think it kind of got exposed when they realized that not all fans are into that. Like all fans really like their traditional wrestling as it is.
See, here's the thing. I hesitate to use those terms, new wrestling, traditional wrestling. It's just, to me, it's the art of telling a story, right?
Yeah.
The best stories have been told without fancy moves. Rock, Hogan, freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin. He used to be a great tactician. He got technical moves. And then he became a brawler, and that was arguably his most popular time. So I'm not saying you can't have great technical moves and be popular. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, are you telling a story that people can resonate with? And let me tell you something. People find it hard to resonate with something that looks fake. When you can jump off the top rope in your Ari Hari stupid hangman page, moonsault, and then get right back up like, oh, nothing happened. I'm all good. People immediately in their brain, any logical person will be like, that's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
Unless you spend your whole life playing video games. Turning your makeup.
I mean, bro, I spend my whole life playing video games, please. But the cool thing, a thought just came to my mind. Can you name me like a main event wrestler who was specifically a high flyer?
What? I mean,
only one comes to mind.
Sean.
I wouldn't even say Sean is a high. I think Sean is like a athletic. Like he takes chances.
Yeah, he's an athletic, like incredible seller. He can sell and make you feel bad.
You're right. So like for me, right, the number one like guy who literally his entire career, his whole moveset is high flying, but he became a main eventer. Arguably not because of his high flying, because of his persona. Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Rey Mysterio. Okay, the reason why I didn't choose Jeff was never really a top guy. Like he was very popular, but he never had a discipline to be a top guy.
Yeah, he was there for a cup of tea, and then after that, no more. They tried to book him into like that main event spot. Remember the whole Undertaker match? Make yourself famous, kid.
Even like a few years later, he had that whole with Triple H, like for 1 year chasing the title. So his connection with the fans made him popular, not his moveset. Rey Mysterio is the same. Rey Mysterio is a great, awesome moveset, but when he became a main eventer, it was the fact he was an underdog trying to tell a story, doing it for Eddie Guerrero. Fans got behind him because of his story, because of his character, not because of his, like, I would say that's like the least of his thing that made him cool.
And ultimately too, for the longevity of the wrestler, you have to realize that you only have so many miles on your body before your body is like, no. I mean, look at Jeff now. I hate to, pick on the guy, right? But he's so beat up and banged up. Matt Hardy, same deal. Now when we watch them wrestle, it's like, wow, it's painful, because you expect them to do these things. It's about the idea of expectations. It always goes up, right? I don't know if that's the reason why the Young Bucks, like, essentially for the past year, have been wrestling once every 2-3 months.
Yeah, because they can't keep up that schedule. You brought up a great point, bro. Because like back to like GrappleMax, right? Arguably there was only one like death-defying move in the whole show, and that move ended the match. So I'm talking about Remus versus Greg because again, like that was a main event. It was like a great story between both Inglorious, like a student mentor storyline. Both are heels, right?
Yeah.
So going into the match, right, it was actually tough to kind of decide who to support because like they both came out to the same music. You know what they did to start off the match?
What?
They were like, okay, I'll lay down for you. Remus, like Remus was like, okay, I'm gonna do a Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
So I think because like they agreed beforehand, like Greg was like, okay, come, you, my student, come lie down for me. Let me go get the victory. But of course, Remus kicked out. And then the fans was like, oh, okay. So the story being told is like, okay, they are both heels, but this young guy want to prove himself that he can be the best. And then suddenly, naturally, the fans started rooting for Remus. I mean, Greg did an incredible job being the heel in this situation, right? So they wanted Remus to win. And he fought hard, blah blah blah. He got beaten up, but his match-ending move, his patented finisher, is one moonsault, bro.
Yeah, one moonsault.
One moonsault to end the match, and that was the only high-flying move. I mean, not the only one lah, because he did another a dive from outside the ropes, dive into the audience, which was pretty dope. But like the moonsault is such a simple move. It almost feels very basic in terms of high flying when you compare to every other crazy shit that's happening now.
Yeah. Look, we've said this a million times. If you dial back on it, when it finally shows up, it means something. Would diamonds be so expensive if everywhere you look there's one diamond? The only reason diamonds are expensive is because of scarcity, and some might even argue artificial scarcity. But that is a completely different story for a completely different podcast. But you know what I mean when I say that, right? Like if every other move you do is a flip over the top rope, tope con hero and flying burrito and jalapeno and all that shit, right? If every single move is that, then none of it is special anymore, and you're ruining the industry for everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, right, Ricochet joining WWE is the best thing for his career.
Yeah. And now he's slightly more interesting, and we'll get into the whole SmackDown and stuff like that in just a bit, right? But I mean, they're trying with him. You know, Triple H loves the guy, and his match with Sami Zayn 2 weeks ago was like, okay, he dialed back the high flying stuff, and Sami Zayn has always been a great worker.
Yeah,
and
it was story driven.
Yeah, now we realize Sami Zayn is an incredible performer as well. But we'll get to that in just a bit. Okay, let's kind of put a bow on the whole GrappleMax thing. So we got Remus picking up the win, big moonsault. My question is the aftermath. Okay, did they shake hands, or was there dissension? What happened to Inglorious?
It was I would say it was a Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley situation.
Oh, shake hand.
So they won the match, and then Greg very violently tapped his back and tell him to raise up his hand. So, it's like a stamp of approval from the mentor.
Okay, I appreciate that. I mean, heel face aside, right? We all know GrappleMax have that reputation of like not overly booking the stories, which I appreciate. It keeps it grounded and simple. But I mean, simple might sound like a knock on them, but I like to think it's grounded. So there's the whole respect issue. You did it. Go and win the damn thing.
Yeah, one cool thing was, I spoke to Greg after the show. He actually just flew back. I think he was overseas. He was overseas for work. He only just flew back like the night before.
Right.
So they actually literally he told me that he called the match with Remus. 80% of the match he called it in the ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like I love that. Of course, they did great basic technical lockups to start off the match, slow and steady. There was a couple of new people in the crowd. Shout out to Lion City Boy. Kevin Lester was there.
Wow, okay, cool.
This one confirmed Najwan the invite, because both of them all work for Lion City Sailors now. So nice to see Najwan back, because Najwan was has been away for 5 months. This is his first official show shooting for the first time in 5 months.
Right, because he's been busy working with the Lions. Was it Lion City Sailors? Yeah,
because I think they're on international break.
I see.
Anyway, sorry for the tangent. But the point I was trying to make was, so there was a lot of new people supporting, right? So Greg did a great job. People were impressed by his leg locks, him reversing a counter from his hammerlock, and just the way he moved, the way he slid out of certain situations, the way he countered stuff. People were appreciating, oh shit, this is such a cool reversal. Oh shit, this was like a cool submission. So they didn't do crazy 100 miles per hour stuff. It was simple, people I could literally see Kevin Lester was sitting in front of me. He was like, oh wow, into the match, into the scientific method of the match, how it was laid out. Very impressive stuff from them.
Bro, it's 2022. MMA is a thing. Stop it with the overly flippity bullshit. If freaking GrappleMax can understand it, why can't the Young Bucks and the Elite? I had to bring it back. But you know what I mean? Do you see how frustrating it is when they are so baked into, they being the Elite, and that sort of fan base are so baked into the belief where, this is the best shit. Just 1,000 miles per hour. You know, every freaking move, every freaking match.
Yeah. I realized, right, now that I've thought about it, right, I like 3 types of matches, bro.
Okay.
I like this technical stuff because Bryan Danielson, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, even Brock to an extent, all of them, Eddie Guerrero, all were great at this type of technical.
Bret Hart.
Yes,
Yes, my man.
Yeah, Bret Hart. So like, I can appreciate that. Then I also love, because I grew up on it. We all grew up on it. The WWE main event style.
Yeah.
Like the epic, like, punches, the kickouts.
Yeah.
John Cena was great. Big Match John, right? He was great at creating this drama in his matches. I would say, like, even further back, like The Rock, amazing in selling and creating this drama. Like you said, Stone Cold, simple. It's just brawling, punching, fighting out the audience, coming back in, but it's epic, right?
Yep.
We grew up on that. Undertaker, best example as well. But then there's a third style, bro.
Okay, what's the
The third style, I think, has coming back into fashion recently, and it was displayed during GrappleMax as well, bro. The style is called beating the shit out of each other.
So like a hardcore style?
No, it's like the Gunther style, I would say.
Oh, the Gunther style. Okay, the strong style.
The hard hitting, and when you say strong style, it's not like forearm. It's really, I'm gonna smack you until you die.
Yeah. Well, I think we said it a couple of episodes ago, right? The new age strong style. These companies bringing these Japanese wrestlers in, just throwing around the term strong style. When I think of strong style, I think of Misawa throwing elbows, destroying people's. They were probably killing each other, lah. In all honesty, like I'm thinking about that era of Japanese wrestlers where they really laid in, maybe a little bit too much. But now it's been completely watered down to a point where they're throwing these bogus elbows. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, but like, for example, for me, Gunther, I think, is the perfect amalgamation of what it is to lay your stuff in. Yeah. But I think it's still safe,
Yes.
Yeah. Sheamus and Gunther, I think, have a great example. So the match that I was referring to from GrappleMax was Prabhu and Dave.
Oh, so they were smacking the shit out of each other, is what you're saying?
Oh my, bro! By the time I said hi to both of them had welts on their chest.
Oh damn!
Both of them did the bits of the bell run, the Sheamus thing at that spot. He told me, so Dave told me that they were planning this months in advance before Clash at the Castle.
Oh.
So because their matches, their events are 3 months out, right? So they've been, they literally sat down and decided, hey, how about, right, for our match, right, since both of us like big size guys, like horse, right, let's just beat the shit out of each other. Like that's literally their discussion. So like when Clash at the Castle happened, he actually told me like, but we damn annoyed lah, because everyone now thinks that we copied Sheamus and Gunther.
Yeah.
But that's not the case, like, because they were literally doing it. So I really like how, of course, Dave is the more experienced guy, so he was like leading Prabhu throughout it. But it was a titanic clash, bro. You can literally feel the ring shake, the way they were beating each other.
I can't wait till they put it up on like YouTube or something like that, so I can check out the action and finally catch up with GrappleMax.
Yeah, so it's great because I believe that if you really want to draw a new audience in, and I think they had these matches in mind, knowing that it's going to be a new crowd or like a unexposed crowd, I would say, not a smart crowd. Have great technical stuff so people can be like, oh, this looks like it hurts, right? Have great main event stuff, so it's like, it feels epic, like, oh yeah, cheer the bad guy, cheer the good guy, boo the bad guy, kind of thing. Or really punch and smack them, then people can feel the pain, like, oh my god, this is fucking scary, right?
Everything you just said just points to one thing: just make it look real without actually hurting each other. It's an art that has gone back decades, centuries already, and just make it look believable. At the end of the day, that's all you need. Then beyond that, you can do your various styles, tell your various stories to varying degrees of success and whatnot. But at the baseline of pro wrestling, I always go back to this: what is pro wrestling? It is the exhibition, it is the performance of a fight, and if it looks fake, immediately it's gone. I don't care how great your story is. It's like, okay, it's like you can't really sink your teeth into it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best kind of matches is everything happens just within the ring. Like, there's no shenanigans. There's no them trying to get out or what. That's the best.
Okay, that being said, once again, GrappleMax, thank you for putting up a great local show. By all intents and from everything we've heard, it was incredible. December the 3rd, was it the last one? The finals?
Okay, so interestingly, they actually have 2 shows coming up. So December the 3rd is, I believe, the anniversary show where they're going to crown the first ever GrappleMax champion. So now it's finalized, right? It's between Smart Dave and Remus.
Mm-hmm.
But they
Alright, guys. My name is Sunny.
Sorry. I just want to show you the title right there.
All right, great. Yeah. So that's one that's one event. That's the main show. But they also have another show like in between, like a road tour, I guess, to build up towards this anniversary show. Funnily enough, it's happening on my birthday.
No shit. All right.
Next...
GrappleMax, make it happen. Let's do an in-ring birthday wish, and then I can give Foreign a spear.
Oh dear God, bro. Staff of Legend, 3 years on, people still talking about your spear, bro, by the way. 29 October. So next month they have one more show. So I think that one I'm not too sure. They haven't announced what will it be about, or whether there's like anything that's leading up towards the anniversary show. So these 2 dates, if you're a local wrestling fan or you want to check out wrestling in person live in Singapore, 29 October, 3rd December, go check out GrappleMax's social media for all of the information.
All right, there you go. And hopefully we'll be there as well, and I can finally get my ass down to a local wrestling show.
Bro, early predictions, bro. Dave and Remus.
Wow.
Who you got?
Like, I feel like Dave deserves it. And just like with any sort of a new title belt, you want to start the lineage with a seasoned vet. And obviously this is nothing against Remus, right? Because, as Remus says, he is a seasoned vet. But in terms of like, it's like the first AEW champion was Chris Jericho. It kind of had to be,
Yeah.
You need to put it on somebody who's been there sort of like in a headlining role for a very long time already. So like the logical pick here for me would definitely be Smart Dave. Of course, it's going to be an incredible back and forth match. Remus will prove his worth, but come up just slightly short, or if you want to really put Remus over the top, right? Make it so back and forth, like Remus could win, but then you have Greg, you have Hotshot, and they're there, and you think that they're going to help Remus, but actually you don't really know. Like, is Greg still salty that Remus beat him? So you have that dynamic to play with now, right? Like, okay, N-Boss might be there with him ringside, but maybe he accidentally screws Remus out of the win.
You know what? I kind of want Remus to win.
Okay.
I feel like exactly what you said. Like, there's more storyline potential in Remus winning. Like, how will the rest of the Inglorious faction react to it? Are they gonna get salty? This could lead into like a power struggle between him and Greg.
Yeah.
And also, I would say that it creates a new main eventer because they already have DJ Kyle, MBS champion.
Yep.
They already have Smart Dave. He has held titles in other promotions as well. So he's like a well-established main eventer. And I know it makes sense to have him to start off the legacy as well. I just like the thought of, I'm more of like, I want to promote the young guys, bring more people up into the main event scene.
Sure.
So if Prabhu is not ready yet, it's fine. He's the Wardlow. Let him keep there in the back.
Yeah.
Get Remus. I think Remus, well tenured guy. Again, underappreciated. Like he's always like he was trying to tell me he's a vet. He's been there since the beginning. But I think maybe this is his due. Maybe this is the way the company rewards him, the promotion rewards him by giving him this title to start off the lineage.
I feel like, okay, and hear me out on this, right? I feel like maybe you need to drag it out a little bit more for him to really get that babyface heat. And this is assuming that we want him as a babyface champion, right? Because if he wins the championship without any sort of back and forth, so like with Greg or anything, then he's very clearly a heel because Inglorious is still a heel faction, heel group, right? Why not have Smart Dave win as, like everyone kind of would expect, quote unquote, and Remus come close, so close that the crowd starts getting behind him, but then it's because of Greg's shenanigans, and then you build that whole falling out between Greg and Remus first, before finally they break up, Remus full-fledged face, then you have him challenge for the title versus a heel. I mean, assuming that a heel beats Smart Dave down the road, lah.
Yeah, bro, I love that story as well. This is why, Mr. Young, why aren't we booking stuff for wrestling, bro?
Hey, this is just fantasy booking. Very easy to talk.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
we shit on Tony Khan's booking a lot, but let's be real honest here. If we were put in that situation, if we had billions and billions of dollars, we probably also do the same thing. Just splash it on ex WWE stars and not really know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And when people are threatening us left and right, asking more money from us, I think we will get stressed. I understand.
Yeah. Okay, that being said, we'll put a bow on the GrappleMax stuff. Can't wait for the next show. I'm sure there's going to be another SPW show soon as well, right?
Yes, correct. 7 October, I believe. So, next assignment for our dear friend Saleh. I hope you enjoyed what you saw on GrappleMax. Now it's SPW still. Cream of the crop.
Oh, yes. I can't. I can't wait for that. In the meantime, okay, let's jump into some of the the big WWE, AEW news that has come out. Let's start with the WWE. Let's talk about Survivor Series, and now it has at the bottom of the logo, without William Regal saying it, unfortunately, but War Games.
Bro, I know this is Triple H's wet dream, bro. I know for a fact.
Okay.
Apparently, he's been trying to convince Vince McMahon for years to introduce War Games in Survivor Series.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I am obviously very happy to have the something that they've done in NXT for so many years. It's been successful. Now they're bringing it to the main roster, right?
Yeah.
My thing is though, I hope, and I think that he's smart enough not to do it, but I hope that he doesn't overly rely on gimmick matches to a point where, like AEW, every week got gimmick match. That's a bit too much. Right now, it's just for the pay-per-views or the premium live events. So, okay, I can understand, right?
Yeah.
But then, because in a span of just a week or so, you announce War Games for Survivor Series, and then they also set the stipulation for Extreme Rules, right? A fight pit match between Riddle and Seth Rollins.
Yeah. But again, like I think in the context of Extreme Rules, of course it makes sense. You need to have stipulation matches, and I think fans are expecting there to be stipulation matches in each match. I think that's great.
Yep.
For War Games, one thing I like about the announcement was the fact that there's no brand loyalty. It's gonna be storyline driven.
Yeah.
So if it's storyline driven, I think it's more exciting because it's a bit more unpredictable, right? Yeah.
It depends. It depends. Brand rivalry has worked before. Remember Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT? That freaking worked. Right?
Yeah.
So this is when NXT had its loyalty, Raw, SmackDown, you can argue that. But no, I think at the end of the day, it boils down to what the current state of the WWE is. If really the Raw and SmackDown rosters have been kept separate, then you can have brand loyalty fights. But now everyone's crossing over, it makes no sense to do it. So it makes sense to do a more storyline driven one.
Yeah, so therefore the current landscape, I think it makes sense for it to be storyline. And I want to make an early prediction because I feel like I love the traditional 5-on-5 matches, by the way, back in the day, especially when there was story. Do you remember Team Bischoff versus Team Austin? If Austin loses, you need to leave the job. Yeah,
bro, I go all the way back to the old school, like, Team $1 Million Man versus Team Hacksaw. Like, I love the 4-on-4, 5-on-5s, and then you eliminate all. Do you remember the original concept though?
87, right? 87 Survivor Series.
Wait, not so much like what year, but there's something on top of each of the matches.
No, I don't remember.
There would be multiple 4v4 matches, and then the survivors would have one final match at the end of the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so let's say first match, $1 Million Man and Virgil were the survivors, right? The next match, Hogan is the sole survivor. Third match is Hacksaw is the whole sole survivor. Then at the end of the night, the faces would face off against the heels, the surviving winners.
Really? Oh shit! But was it for what? Supremacy for title shot or just a random?
Because I was so young, I probably didn't grasp most of the storyline, but I just know that that's exactly what happened. And at the end of the day, a lot of it was, Hogan wins, send everybody home happy, that kind of thing.
I miss the days when they literally the winner is like Randy Orton is the last survivor of the
sole
match.
survivor,
the sole survivor of the match. So like I like that concept because it makes sense for it to be called Survivor Series. So I'm wondering if now there's War Games is involved, are the 5-on-5 matches purely a War Games match and that's it, or are they gonna still have 5-on-5 matches like outside?
I think it's just the main event. I think it's just like, you get your one War Games match to kick off the show, one War Games match to end the show. And I mean, come on. Look at the bloodline right now. It's Zun, 5 people. Roman, Uce, Solo, Sami Zayn, 5. Versus,
I was just about to say that, like, that. I think that it should be one of the teams already confirmed, plus Chop.
Do you bring in Logan Paul to be in Team Good Guys, Team Anti-Bloodline? I don't know, but you have Drew, you have Ricochet and Madcap, who they are clearly trying to push, and they've been sort of having side quests against Sami Zayn, if you watch SmackDown, and Solo Sikoa as well. So it sets that up, right? So you already have like the opposition side kind of building up also. So, I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, and if you want to bring in some Raw guys, I think Kevin Owens is a great choice.
Sure, yeah.
To be part of it. I mean, he got beef with the Bloodline. He got a Sami Zayn connection. I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but it gets me excited. I think that's what fans need to feel towards Survivor Series. We need to feel like, oh, something's happening, something is fun. It's gonna be a fun event. So.
Well, I mean, let's face it, lah. It sounds exciting because the biggest act in the WWE is involved. And they're trying to build other storylines, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on that. But right now, is there anything that can even touch the bloodline in terms of, like, the crowd is cheering them, right?
Yep.
You have, at first, it kind of got stale for a while, with just Roman and the Usos and Paul Heyman. And then leading into the whole thing with Brock. And then you threw in Sami Zayn. And holy shit, is Sami Zayn not the MVP right now?
Yeah. I honestly, between WrestleMania and up until SummerSlam, I thought like the Bloodline was kind of boring really. And because Roman was taking holidays, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And remember when going into SummerSlam, all of us like got no hype for Brock and Roman again, really?
Yeah.
But then they had this wild Attitude Era match. Fucking Crane, all that. I'm like, okay, now there's something interesting. And then Clash at the Castle came, Drew came, and they have been on a roll since, I think, with Triple H in charge. Every single pay-per-view or premium live event going in the next 3 months, right, all got interesting stakes. Extreme Rules, even though there's no like main event yet, but we still have the Seth Rollins Riddle blow-off. We still have all these stipulations that we're going to look forward to.
Well, they announced this on SmackDown, right? Drew versus Karrion Kross in a strap match.
Finally. So I saw the comments damn funny. Like, Karrion Kross cannot run away from strap-ons.
Because of his old dressed like BDSM gimmick, right? I mean, okay, personally, I thought that they escalated it to a strap match very fast. Like, they've literally had no contact. This is the AEW booking. First match, strap match. Like, huh? What?
Yeah. You watched the promo that Drew cut about him getting a strap. I think the way he tried to explain it, I understand. It made sense. But I agree it was a bit too fast because he's saying that, oh, you can't sneak attack me all this time. You can't try to, do all these mind games with me. I'm going to make sure you don't run away from me. So maybe that's why.
And guess what? Scarlett is a wizard as well. She has the same powers as Chris Jericho. Whoosh, fireball!
But Scarlett was very obvious. Scarlett purposely, I can see she had like the freaking perfume kerosene or whatever it is, and then like fucking used the flame. So at least she wasn't trying to hide that shit.
Yeah, like she was inexperienced in wizardry. She low level for the gamers, low level pyromancer.
Yeah. Oh my god, pyromancer.
Need to level up some skill points first. Then can shoot properly. I mean, she kind of missed, and the commentators played it off like, "Oh, thank goodness she missed. If not, Drew would have been really, really hurt." At least they tried to play it off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Did she purposely miss because it was damn far? Like he never even touched anywhere near the face.
I think these sort of things can forgive. It's fire. Let's not like make it like, oh my god, the fire didn't touch his face. Boo! Like, hey, bro, have you come close to fire before?
No, it reminds me of that terrible segment from WCW when Hogan couldn't even light up the thing. It take them long.
No. Yeah, and then it was like in full view with everybody fumbling with something in his hand. And then Warrior just standing there like, oh, come on, get going, let's go. And then poof!
Fucking funny lah. Yeah. So okay, it's not to the Hogan level of bad, but yeah. But again, we've been wanting to see Karrion and Drew be in this scenario. Like even Paul Heyman alluded to him. So like now Drew has another bridge to cross. So I like that play. So yeah, cool things are happening on SmackDown. So it's not even just Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules got something to look forward to. Crown Jewel got that main event match to look forward to.
At this point, it doesn't matter what else they put on Crown Jewel. That main event is going to be the be-all, end-all. People will watch it just for Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul.
It's just purely out of curiosity, even if you're not a fan, I think Logan Paul's fans all will watch, and you're gonna bring in new people. That's the best, right?
And with the Saudi shows, they fucking go all out because they have the budget, right? So it'll be a WrestleMania level presentation. Fireworks, freaking the best graphics and everything. So as a new fan, you're going to go into this watching, wow, the WWE is something else.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I listened to his podcast, and like all his friends, like his posse or whatever, clique or what, right? They were not wrestling fans, or they never watched the product in a damn long time. And because of having Logan in this WWE, now all of them are fans. So like he's literally converting them in real time,
How, for the WWE, this makes all the sense in the world. You are literally bringing in new eyeballs to an event you are going to have the highest budget. I'm sorry, but when you watch like a Crown Jewel and then you're going to watch a Dynamite after that, or even All Out will look like a cheap show.
The funny thing is, right, what they're being paid for Crown Jewel dwarfs even the WrestleMania budget and earnings,
Right. I mean,
that's how crazy it is.
It's that Saudi money.
Bro, we need to get some Saudi prince, man. You got any contacts or not? You know any Saudi people or not?
Unfortunately, no. I do not have any Saudi prince money contacts, but I wish. Okay, so I had something else in mind I wanted to bring up, but I forgot what it was really.
You're talking about the presentation. You're talking about Dynamite.
Okay, I remember now. Talking about Crown Jewel, right? Did you see Tony Khan's tweet?
I saw. I think it was an interview, even, right? Like,
was it an interview? Okay, the quote. I don't remember the exact quote, but something about something along the lines of like, AEW is touring the New York area. I consider this the crown jewel of wrestling locations. Wow, damn cringe. This guy, does he really, you know what he sounds like? He sounds like a jilted lover. You all don't want to go on a date with me. Now I'm going to talk shit about you. Can you please stop being such a little passive-aggressive baby?
Yes, I remember what the exact quote was like. New York is the real crown jewel of the wrestling industry, not some BS in Saudi Arabia, right?
Bro, if some Saudi gajillionaire wants to give you money, you will go. Confirm. Plus job. Don't talk shit.
Yeah. The funniest thing is, right, it's like he's not even trying to make it subtle.
No, he's not. And it's like,
I'm gonna fuck WWE today.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing. Just concentrate on your own problems. It's not like he doesn't have his own problems,
You know what's the worst part? There might potentially be an AEW fan in Saudi Arabia who actually genuinely likes the product. And then these fuckers talking shit about my country. I'm like, hey, what's wrong with me?
Sorry, well, maybe he thinks because he himself is a million. Is he a million or a billionaire?
He's a billionaire.
Okay, so if he's a billionaire, then maybe he's like, I don't need no Saudi money, I can just piss away my dad's money.
That's the best life, bro. Having a rich ass father.
But anyway, so yeah, that's WWE stuff. One more thing I wanted to mention with regards to... Okay, two more things.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a women's War Games match, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of see who's going to be involved already. You have Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss as a faction, as a group, kind of, right? And then if you add in the returns of Naomi and Sasha Banks, there's your 5.
That would be a big news for the women's side, right?
And they can go against Io Shirai, and then they could easily bring on 2 more people to add to Damage Control. So that's a sort of like a setup already, but I'm not really that excited for that match. Because as much as I love everybody in Damage Control, I think Bayley is the best female talker right now in the business. I think the problem is they don't have quality opposition right now. Nobody that we truly can care. Like Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez has been like, like she needs to be a dominating healer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't her best run as Big Mamika? Wasn't it as a face or healer?
Heel, as heel. And she has that connection with Dakota Kai. Maybe just have them turn and then bring her into the fold with damage control, or something like that. But like this whole
Everton on Aaliyah, is it?
Yeah, this whole like tag team with Aaliyah is like okay lah, like I cannot already. I'm bored. And then Shotzi is now a face.
Yeah. The women's division, I think, still needs some work lah. They put it in the right direction, but still need some work.
Liv Morgan had a match against Lacey Evans, who has just completely like all storyline, all character development, just like okay, whatever. We failed. we don't know what to do with her.
Bro, her makeup all different, bro. Her outfit all different. No longer the what do you call it, the slutty marine anymore.
The sexy lingerie marina. It's all like, what happened? What, like, she can promo, but they've completely dropped the ball with Lacey. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Honestly, that first time she did that promo, actually it was quite heart wrenching. Like there was some, it was actually well done. But
and then they tried to make her heal by saying I'm better than all of you. Blah blah blah. Then after that she disappeared. I'm like, so were you trying to make her face? And then after that, you try to turn her heel, and then you're like, nah, fam, this is not working. And then she completely like fell off.
Yeah, very poor girl lah. But I mean, I'm a fan of her. I think, you know what? She has the size to legitimately be like a badass in the women. Because she got like, I would say like, not say Beth Phoenix level of physique, but like, know that she's a strong, she looks like a Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
You know she can handle herself in the ring. So I always thought like why people like Lacey is not fighting people like Ronda or like going toe to toe with Charlotte. But I mean they wanted to do that.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you can't have two people who are too similar.
Okay.
And there's already a Charlotte Flair who is quote unquote one of the most dominant figures in the WWE. When is she coming back, by the way? She like honeymoon damn long already.
She's not just honeymoon, she's taking like a legitimate break, bro.
Okay lah. Yeah, she
give
should,
her
the
chance, lah.
Yeah.
Because we all remember how we all say like, she very overexposed. Charlotte always wins. Now she go away. She deserves that time, for people to miss her.
Yeah, and not only that, let other people shine. But the problem is, I don't think they're doing a good enough job. Liv, I'm quite bored of already. They have a chance with Ronda to reignite her, just have her just mow through people. Right? But Liv, they're trying to give her an edge. Didn't she do? I missed it. I watched like the front bit of SmackDown, and then I kind of zoned out in between because I was busy trying to rush through my work last night after my entire like super long weekend. But she leapt off the top rope, did like a senton splash or something onto someone on the table. Was that the Lacey Evans match?
Yeah, Lacey Evans. So she did a senton on Lacey itself actually, with a table outside. I think the commentator was trying to hint like, does he have an edge? Is she able to be violent when you need to? Then I guess they're trying to showcase that lah.
Her match with Ronda at Extreme Rules is like no DQ or something like that, right?
Yeah, okay. Correct. No DQ. I mean, that's the only way she can win, in my opinion. Like she needs weapons to beat Ronda Rousey. If you talk about boring, right? You know who's more stale than Liv Morgan? And this might be a controversial take.
Who?
I think Bianca is still.
Yeah, well, I've said it for many, many weeks already. Like every time she wins the title, she gets stale.
Yeah, like, Bianca is better in chase mode than actually being a champion. I realize.
Yeah, I feel like also at this point, maybe they are really just building up to Survivor Series. So that's why she's been involved in more things with Asuka, with Alexa Bliss, as opposed to doing her own thing. So, I mean, right now she has a match with Bayley for the title, right?
Yeah, that's for Extreme Rules. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so like they should make the centerpiece between Bianca and Bayley, but I always feel like Bayley seems to be shining more. Bianca not really doing much.
Yeah, because her promos are how do I say it? They are very standard. They are like smiley baby face promos.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like, and she has a few catchphrases. Nothing about her promos really stand out. I don't know if it's because of the script she's being given, but now that Triple H is in charge, maybe he's letting them free ball it. But some people are not comfortable with free balling. Some people are more comfortable with reading a script, and that's why it doesn't come through, right? Like,
yeah, she needs to get serious, lah. It's too formulaic, her promos,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So, or maybe it's the Captain Marvel problem. Like, the overpowered already. You can't get behind somebody who always is the strongest, the fastest. Like, oh, okay, lah, you very good, lah. That works great. That works great for a heel, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that well for a baby face. Like, at some point, you need to put them in peril. And if nobody can put you in peril, then why do I feel anything for you?
I only know one memorable Bianca Belair promo, and I think you would know it too, right?
Which one?
You don't even go here.
Yeah, I mean, she's tried to replicate it, but it's like one of those off the cuff. That was funny in the moment, but then it just fizzled out, lah. It didn't become a thing.
Yeah, the problem is I think she's lacking this. She's authentic, she's great at what she does, but like people like Shawn Michaels, for example, you know everything that she says shoots from the heart, and even when he's doing his catchphrases, like I'm the main event, blah blah blah. You feel that it's almost off the cuffness to the way he talks, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Okay, I give you the weirdest comparison. Isn't it weird that I can't remember a Bianca Belair promo, but I can remember a lot of Brandy Rhodes promos, bro?
Yeah, no, you're right. It's that authenticity. And whether you love or hate Brandy Rhodes' nonsensical promo, I'm that bitch, or what was the one? No, that's Jade.
The best one was then Lambert was like, "Oh, you got a black belt? Well, I'm a black bitch."
Yeah. It was so like, whoa. But yeah, you remember that shit, right? Obviously, you can't do it in a PG-ish environment in the WWE, but I totally get it. Like, Bianca doesn't have that, like, just that little bit, but also she's still very young. You have to remember that, like, you need to give her a little bit more time to be so comfortable where she can say anything and everything.
Yeah, I think she needs to be vulnerable also. She needs to have, like, when she lost to Becky Lynch in that how many seconds, and then she was trying to fight back for the title. Yeah. I felt like, oh yeah, she wants to prove herself that she can beat Becky. Those are the kind of things.
Yeah, you know what I appreciate the WWE doing now? I don't know if you've noticed this on SmackDown Raw, but before certain matches, they have highlight packages. It's like, in case you forgot who this person is, like they did one when they did the main event with Alexa Bliss versus I forget who, but all I remember from that was the Alexa Bliss package. I was like, oh yeah, she used to be pretty badass. Because I think they realized certain characters are damn stale. They've been there, they keep picking up losses, so they're like, okay, we need to make them look like a big deal. Especially for new viewers.
I miss this Alexa Bliss promo package. Was she when she was fighting who? Last week, is it?
Yeah, the main event. It was her versus I forget who already. But I mean, it says something that the promo package before or the video package before, and WWE are very good at doing video packages. So they highlighted her past accomplishments, women's titles, Money in the Bank cash in, blah, 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 blah. So it's like you're reintroducing some of these characters. They did it for the Usos this week as well, before their match, their tag team title match. So it's like in case you forgot, because they've been jobbing quite a bit, or being the cannon fodder for the Big Goose, Roman Reigns, these two are actually legit. And then they even stack their, I don't know if you watched this promo package, but like they are the third longest tag team championships. And then like, just behind Demolition and The New Day, like in terms of title reigns.
I love how they're acknowledging their history again, finally. I think that's the best part about WWE, because like when you're longtime fans, right, you remember all these things,
Yes. I mean, it's subtle things that aren't like super obscure, but it serves the longtime fans. But for the new fans, it reinforces these guys are legit badasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think AEW in that sense needs to step up their storytelling and not just have Excalibur do like vomit diarrhea, verbal diarrhea before a match. Oh my god, these guys are 20-time champions in some farm league nobody gives a fuck about.
Speaking of which, right, I think I forgot which match. I think it was the Sami Zayn and Ricochet match where Michael Cole of all people actually mentioned they both started training at PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah.
I think was it Cody? Was it Corey Graves that said?
No.
Whoever.
It's Michael Cole. For the past 2 weeks on SmackDown, Michael Cole has acknowledged some random indie. I think it was Ricochet versus somebody.
Yeah, I think it's Ricochet versus Sami Zayn. Zayn.
So
WG,
the first time they met was in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. It's like, oh, and then of course the internet, Twitter, wrestling Twitter lost their minds. This week he did the same thing for another indie federation as well. So I think it's like maybe Triple H is like, okay, just name drop one or two. It's no big deal to us, but wrestling Twitter will lose their shit.
The indie fans would like it.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes. No, this is definitely a Triple H, Shawn Michaels sort of a thing. Like, just give them some breadcrumbs. To us, what does it matter? Like, to the casuals, people are like, oh, okay. It just glosses over our ears because we don't have that connection with PWG or whatever, right? But for the fans who they're like, oh my God, we have been acknowledged, and it becomes a big deal. It's brilliant marketing.
Bro, this is the era of the Easter eggs. Marvel has led the way. You know? So WWE is less learning because, bro, who has a bigger universe than Marvel? I would dare say the pro wrestling universe. Bro.
Yeah, well, exactly. With years and years of history and lore, right? Now they are doing it with a certain White Rabbit, which will be the last thing we talk about in terms of the WWE storylines, right? So they've been teasing it, and very subtly, it's almost blink and you miss. So, in fact, I haven't caught any of it live, as in when I'm watching, I missed it. But I see the YouTube videos. I see people tweeting about it, like this whole White Rabbit, or they're playing a song called White Rabbit as well.
Yeah. I saw that they put the number 23 9. So it was supposed to be something that was happening on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Or they were saying like, okay, 9:23. So everyone was like waiting at 9:23 of SmackDown. What was going to happen? But then when I think 9:23, that was when I forgot what was the main event of SmackDown. Shit, I literally forgot.
It was a tag team title match. Brawling Brutes versus the Usos.
Yeah, so like it's saying like, oh, at 9:23, Gunther came out. Oh my God, what?
Okay, good. So 9:23 was just a date, right? See, okay, I see what they're doing. They are doing the whole Easter egg. Only the diehard like fans will pay attention type stuff, because apparently during a brawl backstage, there was a QR code on the table. Do you know about this? If you go and scan the QR code, it'll take you to a game where you play like some weird White Rabbit thing. It's like a mini game like that. Yeah, it's super esoteric, super like if you blink, you miss. And
bro, this is the best kind of escape rooms, bro. You know those guys.
Yeah. No, but you know this serves the really diehard fans, and they are the ones who create This is what I call food for the content creators. So they are feeding the content creators. Here's something very most people will miss, but you caught it. Good for you. And they will be the ones who spread the word. Oh, this game had a White Rabbit. What is the White Rabbit? And apparently, like I said, I haven't paid too much attention because I was super busy. But when you finish the game, something about the father or something like that. And then this links back to like a very old FCW or some other indie promotion promo where Bray Wyatt talked about his father. So it's one of those like super link back to don't know what back then sort of deals. And I'm not surprised that they're doing it because Marvel does it. So now they're like, okay, it works for Marvel, right? Let's give these content creators the content. In turn, it generates interest. People who might be like, I don't really care. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, what is this like super mystery hidden shit? You know, and this leads to, okay, this is my only criticism of it. Because it seems like each clue leads to the next episode of WWE programming. Yeah. So the clue on Raw leads you to SmackDown. The clue on SmackDown leads you to the next Raw.
Next week Raw, yeah.
So it's like, you're not really giving us much. You're just telling us to watch the next goddamn show.
But that's the whole point, right? They're trying to get viewers to watch the shows to kind of see the clues, which is I think is okay lah. It's great subtle marketing for each episode.
Yeah, you know what they call? There's a term for it. It's I forgot. It's earned media. Okay,
what does it mean?
So it's the difference between paid media and earned media. Paid media literally is you run an ad on TV. You put up a big giant poster on a billboard, right? That's pay. You pay for it, right? Earned media is when fans, your loyal viewers, they out of something you do, create content, talk about it. They make memes, they make conspiracy videos.
They do podcasts.
They do podcasts. That's your earned media. Your content is so valuable that it gets other people to talk about it. They are going for that earned media benefit.
Okay, that's really cool.
So they're making content that will get people talking, that will get people, and they do that. Then every week, these wrestling fans have like, oh, what are the clues? Let's go explore the clues. Then they got one conspiracy video. That's more people talking about your product. More people talking about your product. They are looking at WWE and working it like a full-on like media company. This is the shit that Marvel does, Disney does. So, well done.
I think that it's great because they realize, right, WWE or wrestling fans, right, are some of the most loyal, passionate fan bases out there.
And let's face it, some of the most nothing better to do people out there as well.
And I think we need a bone lah. Like we've been wanting our wrestling, our content to be fun, So we will like anything that they throw out that is like reasonably like interesting and cool. Or like, like it makes you feel like, oh, it's cool that I know this shit, I think they're trying to get that kind of fan, because these kind of fans are the ones that's gonna spread the gospel of WWE and gonna talk about wrestling. Like for me, right, every time they do something that I think will be cool on the mainstream, then I don't feel paiseh posting about wrestling stuff on my Instagram account. I'll be like, Logan Paul is trying to pick a fight with Roman Reigns. I can tell you, all my followers who are casuals will know who Logan Paul is, and now from me posting it, they know about wrestling stuff through me.
Yeah, you can tell the strategy now has become very multi-pronged. They have their core product, but they also are being very smart in the way they market. You go for the mass market via Logan Paul. You go for the super hardcore fans via these cryptic, insider things like random QR codes. Like who's going to be scanning a QR code on the table? But it was there for a reason.
Yep. But there are actually people who are scanning.
They know they're the diehards. They're the ones who will do the YouTube videos. So they get ultimately more people talking about them, as opposed to talking about Vince McMahon's infidelity or hush money or this backstage stuff. In a lot of ways, they are creating content to drown out. They know that the wrestling media, the wrestling diehards want something to sink their teeth into, want the scoop. Why does backstage news come at such a high value? And why does Tony Khan give it out for free? Because he knows that the wrestling media wants to cover it. We want to be the ones say, oh, I know why they did this backstage. So WWE is like, okay, we can't give away the goose. We just give you other cryptic shit to go and write about lah.
Yeah. And right, like it all boils down to somebody's brilliance. I hope it has to be this guy. If not, I think it's a wasted thing.
Who?
All of this White Rabbit needs to signal the return of Bray Wyatt. Come on.
Yeah, it has to. Who else? And that actually leads to my one big prediction for Crown Jewel. I know it's kind of early, but I was thinking about it, right? Crown Jewel main event, Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Yep. You can't have Logan Paul win. It makes zero sense, right? Like, we can all agree on that. So, how do you send the fans happy? How do you end it on a good note? Well, you have Roman Reigns do what he does. He beats up Logan Paul. It's probably going to be a back and forth. Like, you give Logan Paul a chance. Like, maybe he got a chance, but Logan Paul will still lose. Then you end the pay-per-view or the premium live event on a negative note? I don't think so. I think you bring back The Fiend or Bray Wyatt and have him at Crown Jewel. And because so many people's eyeballs will be on Crown Jewel, immediately you elevate Bray Wyatt right to the main event, right off the bat, in front of so many people. And he's the kind of character that's so out there, so outlandish, people will remember it. So this is my prediction. Roman Reigns retains. Say that 5 times fast. And Bray Wyatt makes his return at Crown Jewel. No, I don't want him to show up at Extreme Rules. I want him to show up at Crown Jewel.
Bro, which version of Bray Wyatt should return?
It will be a new version. Something to do with White Rabbit. The candy. He comes out throwing White Rabbit candy.
he is there in a white rabbit suit, bro, like the bunny.
Oh my god. No, he is the Bad Bunny.
Oh my god, he's an evil,
Evil Bad
scary motherfucking baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
man.
but that's my call. That's my call. That he makes his return at Crown Jewel.
You know what? I hope, right, he returns as like the freaking clown or like the burnt chowta clown, and then like slowly he like
Peels away.
pulls down the mask and shows his face. Oh, that would be dope, bro.
Well, and remember the last time he lost his title was at
Crown Jewel.
So there's a little bit of like history there. And that is my own sort of in my mind one of the few ways you can let the crowd go home happy. Oh my god, the return of Bray Wyatt. You know, he'll definitely be back and the fans will welcome him on. Confirm.
Yeah. I think he needs to start owning his multiple personalities like the Fiend or like Bray Wyatt or like Happy Talkie Bray, because I feel he needs to go down the Mick Foley route and do all three or embrace three characters and like not ignore some of his past or things of that nature.
But bro, what about Ezekiel, Elias, Elrod?
Fuck Elrod, man. I don't even know who the fuck is Elrod. But yeah, the Elias and Ezekiel is clearly a Vince McMahonism.
Yeah.
And Triple H is like, the moment he come back, okay, bye Ezekiel.
Yeah, you injured, dead. You got destroyed by, was it Kevin Owens? Who put him on the shelf? Somebody put him on the shelf.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it's like, okay, no, we're killing your character off right away. No, sorry.
Yeah. So funny. Okay, but you know, WWE, there's great stuff. Even like the boring stuff, I still feel hopeful. I think they're still riding the positive PR that Triple H is giving them, so that's great.
The true test will be in 3-4 years, lah. You know, like, are they running out of steam, running out of ideas? Which is a brilliant segue for AEW. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Let's not start this AEW discussion off on a bad note because there is a lot of interesting things, good stuff to talk about. Unfortunately, I've been too busy to even catch up, but I've seen the results already. So I'm going to have to rely on you for this one. Let's talk about Grand Slam, Dynamite Rampage.
Yeah, man. So, AEW had a big week. This past week, Arthur Ashe Stadium, you know. I really enjoyed last year's Grand Slam. That was Bryan Danielson's first ever in-ring debut in AEW. He had a great time limit draw with Kenny Omega, right? This event, of course, was headlined by Moxley and Danielson. I wouldn't say it was a selling point.
Okay.
I didn't think like going into the show, right? I didn't think like, oh, I can't wait to watch Danielson and Mox, you know? Because like I've seen what they've done in Revolution. And they will have a good match and stuff like that. But I just don't like their chemistry together. Does that make sense? They don't play rivals.
Also, can we say that while right now Bryan Danielson, as far as the character is concerned, as far as heat level, he's kind of lukewarm or even cold, I would say.
And maybe that explains who the title was put on.
Yep.
But we'll talk about it in a bit. So the show started off with the Ring of Honor World title being defended.
Oh boy, here we go.
Between your favorite wrestler Chris Jericho and Claudio Castagnoli.
It's tough, man. It's tough given what he's done in recent times, you know. Like, Claudio was the perfect ROH champion, right?
He was so good. Yeah.
And I don't know if they're trying to give this whole thing more
eyes,
more eyes and more of a bit of exposure or what. But the problem is there are too many belts there already, to a point where a belt really doesn't mean much. This honestly just feels like, they're feuding Claudio with Chris Jericho, and the belt is a prop to get into the feud.
Yeah. Unless this means that the ROH TV deal is nearing, and they're gonna have that first ROH show with headline by Chris Jericho versus Claudio, and Claudio is winning back the title, I think this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And I hate, bro, I know Chris Jericho is great at giving out nicknames, but I hate his new nickname. I don't know why he's trying to get over this stupid nickname, bro.
What's his new nickname? The what?
Because he won his 8th title, right?
Yeah.
So
Ocho.
8th world title. So he's been calling himself the Ocho. It's apparently a Spanish word for 8 lah.
Yeah lah.
Yeah, but like, it's dumb lah. He's literally trying to force JR to call me that. I'm not the world champion. I'm the Ocho.
He's just there and having the time of his life. He knows that his boss loves him and worships him, so he'll do whatever. And it's gotten to a point where he's become the guy that he hated back in WCW.
Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, 1997, Chris Jericho would have been the perfect ROH champion, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, which is the irony. And is he trying to play off this irony? Like he has become the very thing he hated back in the day?
Yeah, because like no normal wrestling fan who likes this kind of style of wrestling, ROH style of wrestling, will think Chris Jericho is the perfect champion for that.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? If Claudio and Chris Jericho got into a feud over anything else other than giving the title to Chris, I think it would have been a perfectly fine feud. As in having Claudio and Chris work a program. But the fact that you make it about the ROH title, it's like it's kind of, I don't know why it's actually moved it into the cringe territory instead of just two very good workers going at it.
Yeah, and Claudio has the I would say the aura of ROH champion, like you said, but he only held the title for 2 months, and I think it's kind of a disservice to him. The worst part about that, right, is because if you watch the match, it was actually a good back and forth. I would say it was a good back and forth match, but knowing that Chris Jericho couldn't win normally, he had to go through underhanded tactics. He had to deliver the low blow, and that's what got him the victory. And which is like against everything that is honorable, right? So everyone was like damn pissed off. So even like Caprice, or I forgot, Ian maybe was the one that said like, there's such a despicable, dishonorable thing for our new champion. My heart is broken that the title's on someone like him. And it didn't help that at Rampage, when Chris Jericho was on commentary, he kept talking about how I'm a Ring of Honor champion. I love honor, man. Like, then when some heel did like a freaking low blow or what, he's like, I wouldn't do that. As a world champion, Ring of Honor champion wouldn't do that.
Okay,
and I'm like,
it sounds like in his head, right? He's trying to be a despicable heel that goes against everything ROH stands for, and he's the ROH champion. So I see where the idea is. Now, in practice, I can imagine it was probably very annoying, because I've heard Chris Jericho on commentary before. He's very annoying.
Can we just admit that Chris Jericho is great at a lot of things, but I don't think commentary is his best suit.
He just needs to tone it down and not... Okay, here's the thing. I think the problem with his commentary is the fact that he's an active wrestler. Because he has to then start selling himself, which is the part that gets annoying. If he does like a Jesse Ventura, like, Jesse was a heel commentator. He would always side with the heels. He would be antagonistic towards like Gorilla Monsoon, right? But he wasn't selling himself. He was selling the heels. In this case, Chris is like selling himself half the time, and it gets annoying.
Yeah, because he feels like he's always trying to put over himself. Yeah. And it works if you're a guest commentator. Yeah, you come on the ring to commentate on a match about your opponent or rival. I think it makes sense. But if you're putting yourself over in other matches that doesn't have anything to do with you, you kind of come across as egotistical.
Okay, why? This is a question that I don't know why it just occurred to me. Why doesn't Tony Khan just do an ROH show on YouTube first? So at least they have a show where ROH fans can go and watch and enjoy, and at least there's sort of like a storyline. Because right now, ROH is just randomly showing up. Technically, the title means nothing because the federation doesn't exist. It doesn't have a TV show. It's all part of AEW anyway. So it's just extra titles.
I think there's a perfectly good reason why.
Why?
And in my opinion, it's because, right, they're holding out for a TV deal. And if they were to put out a YouTube show, then the value of the show will go down already, what?
Really? You think so?
Okay, for example, if before Dynamite debuted on TNT, in the months leading up to it, AEW started putting up Dynamite free on YouTube, then wouldn't all these investors will be like, executives will be like, then why would I pay how many X millions of dollars to have this show on when it's actually a free content on YouTube?
Point taken. But then you could have the ROH show on YouTube be like dark match stuff lah. Because technically that's what they're doing on AEW Dark. They're having ROH matches. They have Ian Riccaboni on commentary on AEW Dark.
Yeah, I saw. I also saw a terrible promo from Marina Shafir on AEW Dark. Have you heard about it?
Yes, I heard the promo. It was let's not even get to it. It was so bad.
No, it was like I grew up here. So I forgot which part of Queens.
She started the promo by because she was in her hometown.
Yeah, she was the whole time. Yeah.
She started the promo about my parents immigrated here from Moldova, and then this town welcomed her with open arms. And then, I was here and I'm the problem, and you guys birthed the problem. You guys are responsible. So I'm like, are you healing or are you like?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on.
So the best part is, right, she was shouting all of this. So like, I was embraced by the people here. So
Yeah.
I was the tone was a heel, but then the content was like, oh, this babyface promo,
Yeah. And then she starts talking about, I am the problem. You know me. I am the problem. Like, I don't understand where this is going.
And then the best part was like, since you guys raised me, you guys are the problem too, or something like that.
Like, so they are trying to play on her nickname, which is the problem, right? So you thank them for raising you, and then you scold them because you are a problem, and they raised the problem, quote unquote. And then something about like what was I think
there was like an ending line that was very cringe also.
Like once the violence plays, the violence stays or some shit like that.
It's violins and violins, some sort of poetry lah.
Yeah, I think maybe her intro music has violins, whatever, right? Sure.
Yeah.
They probably came up with this line backstage, thought it was cool, and then they were like, okay, go on and do this promo. And then halfway during the promo, she completely forgot what she was saying, and then just made this big, long 2-minute diatribe about, I am the problem, you raised the problem. I'm like, okay.
Once the violins play, the violence stays or something.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a cute line, sure, but thankfully this is on the YouTube show. And
the best part
show.
is, right, the best part is, right, she's managed by Vicky Guerrero. And Vicky is not the most annoying person in the ring when she cut that promo. Vicky is the second most annoying person. So that is like quite an achievement, bro.
And then you can tell the commentators like giggling and laughing.
They weren't even hiding it. They were laughing at that.
They were like, they're making like not snide comments, like jokey comments about this whole thing. Oh, I guess we're the problem. She's the problem. Like, what the hell? Because they realize she's kind of like sinking in the ring. Please don't give her a mic. And please, like, she's a weird one, right? Like, she's married to one of the best technical wrestlers, Roderick Strong. And, well, I guess they both have something in common. They're both terrible promos. But Roddy is at least an incredible technical worker. Marina Shafir is not.
So in this scenario, talent is not sexually transmitted lah.
That's the quote of the day, bro. Talent is not sexually transmitted. Walao, bro.
Shout out to AJ Lee. That was CM Punk's wife. Did that promo last time.
Oh, okay, I see.
Do you remember?
No, I might not have been watching. Remember, I didn't watch during the whole AJ CM Punk rise.
Yeah, so AJ Lee also cut her own pipe bomb when she talked shit to the Bella twins.
Right. Again, because John Cena was dating Nikki Bella at the time, right?
And Bryan Danielson was dating Brie. And then they're saying like, talent is not sexually transmitted.
That's very funny. That's such a fucking funny line. So anyway, AEW. Okay, Grand Slam. You had Chris Jericho winning the ROH title. I mean, I'll have to reserve judgment. I don't want to say too much, but based on the reaction and like, I'm like, okay, why, right?
The audience did react. I mean, they did pop for the match.
Okay.
It's just, I think they were disappointed for sure, like Claudio losing the title.
What about Acclaim winning the tag titles? Did they explode? Did they cream in their pants?
The Acclaim winning the title for sure had a great reaction, but again, it wasn't as good as if they had won it all out, my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And something bad happened during the match. I think Max Caster legitimately injured his knee or something. He did like a jump. Something. So in his comeback, right, when he's doing his comeback spot, he actually like seems to have like seriously or legitimately hurt his knee. And that affected the flow.
Max is the rapper or the other one? Okay. So the other fellow who's usually injury prone, he was okay.
He was okay. Yeah, he was fine. So the I think the first 2/3 of the match was going really, really well and building up towards the hot tag. But the comeback stretch, I think people legitimately realized, oh shit, this guy is really injured because he staggered. He didn't even play it off. Like he couldn't even play it off.
Really? Or did he really sell? Was that the story they were trying to tell?
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure? Okay.
You see the match, you know that it wasn't. They had
maybe
to
he did.
scramble.
Maybe he did such a good job of selling. You thought that was a shoot injury.
Mr. Young, I'll let you decide. You go see.
Okay, I'll if I have the time, maybe I'll watch it on Monday evening, right? So we got that, and then I guess the main event, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing to talk about. So
Well, hang on.
Acclaim winning is ROH and
Hang on,
the main.
there's still that lady to your left-hand side of the screen over there.
Oh, of course.
It is her house, and you can see I put in the graphic over there Tony Khan's face, probably his reaction to Paige.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just realized.
Hey, quick mention, every episode that we do, you look at the graphics on the side, got meaning one, okay? I also leave Easter eggs. These are all Mr. Young's commentary on what's going on.
Yeah, later you don't put my salary amount on the right hand corner lah. That one a bit too much.
Okay, but did you didn't watch it live, did you? Or
No, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, so tell me about the feeling, how it felt, the audience reaction, because I saw this on social media.
Yeah, so it was the lead up towards it was like a fatal 4-way match, right, between the girls. Well, it is what it is. Like the girls match is the girls match. They tried really, really hard though.
Boy.
Because I can't remember what was the previous match before it, but the crowd was on a down.
Okay.
I think they were a bit tired because it was the second last match before the main event. There was a very scary botch injury. Do you see that? On Britt Baker?
No. Oh, did I? I probably did.
She bloodied her nose lah.
Yeah.
What happened was Athena had, I think, Tony Storm like in a crossbody holding her, but she also had Britt Baker on her back, like when you want to do like a
Samoan drop
slam.
Oh, 4%. Yeah.
Yeah, so like she's like at the back like that. So when she did basically like a Samoan drop, but Britt Baker's face was literally on her back.
Oh.
So when she fell, she had the full weight of herself on Britt Baker's face and Tony Storm's full body weight as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I thought she kena crushed to death, but her I think her nose was broken, but it came out because it was bloody.
Yeah.
So that kind of ignited at the final stretch of the match, like she became damn violent, so it was quite. I think she was pissed off for sure.
Yeah.
But again, Tony Storm reclaimed the title, retained her interim title, and then kena beaten up. Jamie Hayter came out. Jamie Hayter came out, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, Jamie Hayter is not happy with Britt Baker. They're gonna do shit." And then it turned out to be like a ruse after all. So she's still aligned with Britt. So both of them started beating up on Tony. And then the song came out. So the song, like the first opening chords, right? Like nobody knew what it was. Like it was just like hardcore music, right?
Yeah.
But then when the moment the name appeared, Saraya, and then like there was the screaming and like the lights and all that, I'm like, wait, Saraya, holy shit! And then I think the audience straight away like panned. You can literally see like half of the audience stand up.
Okay. Yeah.
So I thought the reaction was amazing. And then
which part of their body stand up? No, I'm kidding.
Every part of their body. I mean, and then Saraya came out and like sometimes you forget how young Paige is. Paige is only 30 years old.
Yeah. She started her career very young, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So she had a movie made about her by the time she was 27. I mean, that's like amazing. Like who would have thought that? But Paige came out, and I think it was the loudest pop I've ever heard for female talent in AEW.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit, right? Because I wasn't around watching the WWE when Paige made her giant debut and won the freaking Raw. Was it the Divas title from AJ Lee back in the day, right? So I kind of missed that. I missed her first dominant run, which apparently was the dominant run, which is what propelled her to superstardom, right? So can you explain to me, like, what was it about her that caught like people's attentions and imaginations? Because I'll be very honest with you. The only real exposure I've had to Paige is when she made several returns. What was the one? She came back with a group.
She came out with Mandy and Sonya.
Mandy with Sonya. And then she wrestled a bit, but then she got injured again, so she became the...
she managed the Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki Warriors, yeah. And then, of course, she had her whole, like, videotape leak and everything. So to me, a lot of what I know about Paige is non-wrestling related. It's all the managing, and honestly, like I see her, I understand the look. I mean, she's amazingly beautiful, right? I understand sort of like the fire. I understand why people like her, but in terms of as a wrestler, I don't get it because I've never really seen her at quote unquote her peak. Does that make sense?
Man, you have loved her, man, as a wrestler.
Okay.
Okay, okay. The best example I can give you, right? Okay, so you've seen her like show more personality, like Total Divas,
Yeah.
WWE backstage, like happy, right? But when she was a wrestler, bro, she wrestled like Bull Nakano.
Okay.
So when she came in, right, through the FCW or NXT system, she was their first NXT champion with good reason, even though she was one of the youngest there. I think she came there when she was only 19, 20. She and Emma was the precursor to the women's revolution because they were the first two wrestlers that actually came that weren't models per se. They actually had wrestling background in the indie circuit, in the independents, wherever they came from. Because I think Emma was from Australia, so she wrestled in UK, blah blah blah. So these two girls started putting on like awesome like banger matches for the women, like violent, they huge, super physical.
So you would say that they were the precursors to, like, let's say, the Four Horsewomen?
Yeah, they were. The Four Horsewomen looked up to Paige. So,
Okay.
So when Paige was there, I think she was okay. So she, like when I say she wrestled like Bull Nakano, was because she was very strong and very physical. She had the personality, I think, of a sensational Sherry. She was always screaming. She was always vicious. She basically kind of like looks like Scarlett now. If Scarlett was wrestling, like she had that very like witch, scary anti-diva emo glam look.
Yeah.
And she was vicious. Like she would gouge your eye. She would kick you in the head. Like, do you like, you don't think of like, especially at that time, you don't think of women being this violent.
Right.
Women kicking other women in the head and like stomping on them or like fucking elbowing them. Like,
so it was real lah. She was real lah.
She was a legitimate. She was laying her shit in lah, and I think that scared a lot of women because they didn't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
And I think that was, do you watch Fighting with My Family?
No, I did not watch that.
I think you should watch that to get a greater appreciation of her. Like, that movie is really well done, man. One of the best sports movies I've seen in a while, because it was directed by the guy from The Office.
Oh, and doesn't it star Florence Pugh, aka the Black Widow, the new Black Widow?
So Florence Pugh did a really great
as Paige.
Yeah. So you can tell the acting was actually really good. And funnily enough, that was Florence Pugh's first few roles before she had a breakout with Little Women.
Right.
So you could see a young Florence. So I think if you're a fan of her, knowing what she does now, I think even if you're not a Paige fan, I think you should check it out just for Florence Pugh.
Oh, I'm a Paige fan.
Yeah, you are a Paige fan for sure. And so, like, if you watch that show, right, should put it on your watch list, bro. You know her history, because she literally came from a wrestling family. Her parents are all British wrestlers, blah blah blah. But anyway, when she was in NXT, I think she kind of led the way of like what women's wrestling could be. It could be like sprawling style. It could be a more gnarlier, more violent version. And when she went on the main roster, straight away got the push of a lifetime, right? I think the day after WrestleMania 30, the Raw afterwards, she came straight away, pinned AJ Lee, and then she became the women's champion. Then, I think what made her super popular on the main roster was she had this rivalry with AJ Lee and subsequent alliance with her as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that sort of history aside, right? So then, of course, she's had a lot of neck issues, and WWE wouldn't clear her. So my question is, her making her return, and every wrestler is like that, like, they want to make their return, they refuse to be out, and she's, like you said, so young, right, to be retired at 30. The question is, why did she make her return at AEW and not WWE? And looking at the AEW women's division, it's like every week got one Botchamania clip, like women landing on their necks. Like, I legitimately feel worried that Saraya Paige is there, and it seems like she's not just there to be a backstager or commentator or a personality. She's actually going to wrestle.
Yeah. So I have no idea what's the what's the recent update on her health and her medical status. From what I remember the last time was WWE will never clear her because like the doctors don't want to take the risk lah.
Yeah.
But it could be a Bryan Danielson situation where if she had rehab a bit more, probably WWE will allow her to come back, but not in the level that she was. But she just wants to wrestle with more freedom, I guess.
See, that's the problem. I feel like, as a wrestler, as the athlete, right? They just want to do what they love. And you can't fault that. But at the same time, too, are you putting yourself at risk? Especially when you are coming into a division where the wrestlers there, they are probably not the most safe.
Yeah, I understand. But I think Paige wouldn't have been a great fit in WWE now also. I think that like the roster has passed her by. I'm not saying that she can't compete at the level, but when you see people like Charlotte who are like legitimate beasts, I'm worried to have Paige in the ring with Ronda Rousey because I think Ronda Rousey might break her neck again. You know what I mean?
No, I'm worried that see, here's the thing. Like honestly, I think completely different. I feel like because of the system they have set up in NXT, and look, accidents happen. This is not like I want to say ballet, but also ballet got accidents on but you get my point, right? Accidents will happen. So at the end of the day, to mitigate accidents, you want to be working with the most safe people possible. And I think that is the WWE, NXT, and not freaking AEW and their, even their veterans are dropping people on their heads.
Yeah. But also again, if Paige takes on like a more of like coaching role or because she's done that before for Tough Enough and she's good at it. Maybe they are trying to get more veterans or more like better, more polished wrestlers to kind of help everyone else.
Or Tony Khan just likes to collect his live action figures and he has the money to do so. To be honest, I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, honestly, like outside of Britt Baker, outside of like I guess Jade Cargill, outside of Thunder Rosa.
Oh my God! Please do not have Paige fight Jade Cargill. Like. Holy shit, I do not want Paige to be injured again. Jade is green AF. I'm not talking about her hair. No. Just
Thunder Rosa also a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
From what we've been told. I think okay, if you look at it from a purely business standpoint, getting a well-known, recognizable name is one thing, but also getting a professional, getting somebody who knows who is good at what they do, who can actually help the rest of the division is a positive move. The only downside, the possible risk, is what is her health standard. If she can prove to everyone that actually she's already fully healed, she de-aged, then I think it's still okay. But I hope she doesn't go crazy because she's a violent girl. Her wrestling style is violent. I scared someone violent to her back. Then become like.
That's it already, right? I am very afraid of that. I'm also very afraid of the Tony Khan effect. Like, I have a new toy. We push her for a good few months, and after that.
Case in point, Ruby Riott.
Yep.
Poor girl.
Okay, to be fair, it's a different level. Ruby Riott didn't have the success that Saraya did back in the WWE, but there's always that possibility, right? You bring in Paige, Tony Khan doesn't know how to book her, and then she starts jobbing to randos, and then that's it. That's the end of her, and that's a waste.
Yeah, it is quite a waste. But then again, that's why we have to watch AEW Dynamite this week, because she's gonna have an announcement, and we're gonna really know what's her true intentions in terms of wrestling lah. So we shall see. We shall see then.
Okay, let's get to the main event then. Mox versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well, again, all of us leading up into the show, we were rooting for Bryan Danielson to win, right? Because I think having his name added to the AEW legacy would be great, and we love him. But that's the problem, right?
Yep.
Him in a vacuum, him as Bryan Danielson is a great world champion. Of course, we want him to be a champion. But Bryan Danielson of recent months going into this didn't make sense.
No. And this is all on the booking, not on Bryan Danielson. Let's be clear.
Yeah. And they already gave away they already gave away the result last week when they had MJF come out on Dynamite to cut a promo talking about Moxley and his demons and blah blah blah. So they're already angling a feud between Moxley and MJF. So Bryan Danielson will probably just like ruin the plans if he was to become champion, right?
Yep. And so now he's just going to fade off into the background, try to put over Daniel Garcia some more. Or
I do not.
some
Man,
random young kid.
I really don't know. I do not know what's Bryan Danielson's plan in
Yeah.
AEW going forward.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I feel like he's that kind of guy. He's a soldier. You tell him what to do, he'll do it to the best of his ability, right? He's not the kind of guy who will be like, no, I want to do this with my character. I want to do that. He's just happy. He's just too nice a guy. If there's one problem I want to pick with him, he's too nice. He's not gonna stand up and say, actually, this doesn't work for me, brother. You know, what I mean, right?
Yeah, some people have compared his career, right? And I don't know whether this is too extreme, lah. With Bret Hart in WCW, bro.
Right? No, that I feel is an accurate portrayal. Like he's like, okay, I'll do what I'm asked to do. I'll have great matches, but I'm not fighting for top spots. I'm not doing quote unquote the backstage bullshit. I just want to work because I'm passionate about the sport. I think that's a very good comparison, actually.
Yeah.
To his own detriment.
Yeah, it's to his own detriment because I feel he can be that heel champion, that he can be Roman Reigns if he wants to be, you know. But I think, yeah, he's just a genuine guy. He wants to put over other people. Fine, I get it. He doesn't want to be the champion now. But I hope he does become in the future. I hope so because I like the logic that a lot of other netizens or online commentators have said. They rather Mox become the champion and become a transitional champion and drop the title eventually to MJF. Than Bryan Danielson winning the title for the first time and then holding it for only a few months and then dropping it to MJF.
Right. I mean, we've already seen Mox be a transitional champion, so let him be a transitional champion again.
Yeah. And I think after what Mox said about him, like giving him the ball, wanting to be a legend, wanting to take on the role of the guy carrying the company, I think he deserves it. I think that's the role that he wants. He might even thrive and become a better wrestler, in this role. Moxley.
Well, maybe. Well, we'll have to wait and see. My question, okay, how was the match and how was the crowd reaction to the win?
Yeah, physical, very physical. Of course, knowing Bryan Danielson. There's this one spot they did was quite funny. It reminded me of a Dragon Ball Z action scene.
Okay.
Because both of them were trapped in like a figure four. And then both of them turn, you know when they reverse the figure four, so both of them are on their hands, right? Trying to arch their back. And then both of them started doing a headstand. So both of them with their legs interlocked. Started doing a headstand and then facing each other.
So it's like
like a U.
Upside down yacht.
Upside down shape.
Yeah.
Correct. And then so I guess both of them were trying to show off that their neck muscle very strong. Okay, that's one thing. And then in that position, bro, they started striking and slapping each other's faces.
How?
In the headstand. That means their hands are free lah.
What the? Okay, it sounds more like a bridge pose than a headstand.
It's like a opposite bridge. It's like a inverted bridge.
You know how Bray Wyatt does his thing?
Yeah.
Is that what they did?
There is what they did.
How Charlotte applies the figure 8?
That is what they did, but inverted.
Oh.
So that means instead of their back arch like that, is their body is like that.
So weird. Okay, I need to watch this.
Okay. So imagine this is one of their. Okay, so this is like.
I get it. I see the picture. So they were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like a Dragon Ball Z scene because like that's something Dragon Ball Z would do like they're upside down and they're doing that thing
intertwined
and then they're fucking punching each other in the face. So that was a very interesting visual that I enjoyed lah.
Okay.
And then let me see what else they did. Okay, the finish was, I guess it's a great finish, but it's also not good for Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
The towards the ending stretch, so they had like a LED ramp.
Right.
Grandstand had an LED ramp, so they fought outside, and then Moxley delivered the Death Rider on the LED ramp.
Okay.
So that looked pretty brutal. And then he rolled back Bryan Danielson in, and by that point he already out. He pingsan already, right? And then he put him in the bulldog choke. It's more like a sleeper, but instead of like having his belly flop upwards, it's like downwards lah.
Yeah.
So he passed out lah instead of tap out. So I thought it was fair.
Okay.
Just that Bryan Danielson is a badass, so I wouldn't imagine him passing out. But
tapping out, you mean?
Yeah, tapping out or passing out. Yeah.
Right. But so he won via choke out lah.
Yeah, choke out lah.
Wow.
So the match itself, I mean, it was a good solid 20 minutes. So the ending did feel definitive. It was just I wanted Bryan Danielson to win. Just
talk to me about the crowd reaction.
The crowd loved it. The crowd was
Okay.
really behind Moxley. The crowd was split, right, for the match. So there wasn't like booing or things of that nature. I think there were both sets of supporters wanting either man to win. It felt like best example, it felt like Lesnar versus Angle when both of them were faces.
Okay, sure. So, okay, then my question is, right after the match finished, did they shake hands? Did they hug?
What happened was William Regal came to the ring, and William Regal wanted to award the title to Moxley, but then Danielson violently shoved William Regal aside. So everyone was like, "Oh, is he gonna be angry? Is he gonna show a heel side?" But no, he just took the title to wear it around Moxley. But the funny thing is, bro, their broadcast time was running out.
Oh,
so the broadcast cut right as he was about to wear the title.
walao eh. Hey, they need to work on their timings, yeah.
Yeah, so somebody must have gone long lah. I don't know which match lah, but yeah, that's why the main event felt slightly rushed. Yeah.
Okay, even though it got 20 minutes.
Yeah. So.
There you go. Did you enjoy Grand Slam?
Yeah, Grand Slam. I think Grand Slam was good given the situations. Oh, one thing this one you will enjoy. So the whole time the match was happening, MJF was sitting on the stands, like the executive box.
Yeah,
the skybox, and then he had the chip, holding the chip. So they were really alluding a lot to whether MJF was gonna cash in that night, because the camera keep cutting towards it, the commentator keep talking about it.
So the chip is like a Money in the Bank lah. He can cash in anytime he wants, is it? Or no?
It seems to be the case, but I think he just needs to tell Tony Khan, I guess. But I don't know whether he can do it like mid-match or like randomly. Seems like it.
Because in the history of it, I don't think it's been a case of, I can cash it in wherever I want, right? So it's more like, all right, I'm cashing it in for next week. Or exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's Dynamite. Did you watch Rampage?
Of course, bro. I watched everything.
Oh, okay. I just have a few questions, okay? How was Action Bronson?
Oh, wait. I wanted to say this before we go to Rampage. One thing you might enjoy from Dynamite was MJF cut a promo on Wheeler Yuta. Fucking funny.
Okay. I'm going to Google that.
Yeah, so right before the main event, so Wheeler Yuta was talking about how he was going to go...
They gave Wheeler Yuta mic time.
That's why. That's why. It's okay. No, but this was at the top of the ramp. So Shivani was interviewing Wheeler Yuta and asking him like, "Oh, what's your thoughts having your two, mentors fighting over each other?" He only got like one line out, and then MJF's music played, and then the crowd like fucking went crazy. And then I think he said something like, MJF said something to Wheeler Yuta like, "Oh, congrats, you went from being as boring as a paint drying to being as boring as a pet." Because now you can talk a bit lah.
Yeah.
So him attacking, him trolling and roasting Wheeler Yuta for being boring is quite funny. You will like it. But then he got serious. He talked about like maybe I think the only thing you learn from being in the Blackpool Combat Club was that Jon Moxley, you learn not to be a drug addict or drunk, and then you learn not to break your neck like Bryan Danielson. Yeah. And then the one that when he said rabak, you learn not to almost overdose and kill yourself like William Regal. And that's when damn rabak, bro. And that's when he got slapped by Wheeler Yuta.
Right.
So MJF headbutt him, and Tony Schiavone, the poor Tony Schiavone, was in the way, so he was trying to try to get them away from each other. And the crowd was chanting for MJF, right?
Right.
But then he did the most despicable heel thing, bro. Got the fans to kill him.
He hit Tony Schiavone.
He shoved Tony Schiavone. I think he fell on the floor.
Oh.
And the way Schiavone fell, right, it's like he kena push backward and he tripped and then he fell.
I mean,
so it's like a long 10 seconds, like, oh my god, he's rolling down. It was quite bad.
Well, see, MJF is in that really weird spot where he's super popular, but he's still being a heel, right?
Yeah,
so every episode, it seems like what he needs to do is something extra dastardly.
To get the fans to remind to hit him.
To remind, like, when he first returned, he like pretended to milk the crowd like he was a good guy again, but then after that he had to, swerve them. Yeah. So, I mean, to me right now, actually, the best guy out of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline is MJF.
Yeah.
in terms of like just the most compelling wrestling character is MJF.
Yeah. For sure. And now he got this firm situation. So the William Morrissey also was part of that segment. I think he kind of like held down Wheeler Yuta when he was trying to attack MJF after the fact. So he's compelling. So the question is he gonna be compelling on his own? Is he gonna help other people become more compelling? And now we know that the title shot is with him in the next few weeks. When is he gonna cash it in?
Well, then there's the issue of the golden ticket, which we will touch on in just a few seconds. But okay, Rampage, very quickly. Action Bronson.
Okay, Action Bronson looks like Bam Bam if he was very short. He looks like Bam Bam Bigelow was very short.
Okay, why have they put this guy with Hook? He's like a rapper from New York, right? So this was like home turf or whatever.
Yeah, bro, the Action Bronson did the theme song for Hook.
Okay.
So Hook's theme song is Action Bronson lah. So
yeah, I don't give a shit about that though. I give a shit about how was he in the ring.
Oh, how was he in the ring? Yeah, so well he came into the ring, he rapped for him, so that's that. But he's actually, you know what? He's not Butterbean, he's not Bam Bam Bigelow, but I think he conducted himself really well. Like
okay, on the
he didn't
level,
make a fool out of himself.
Okay. On the level of non-wrestlers getting into the ring, from a scale of Bad Bunny, which is the top of the scale. I would say Logan Paul. On the scale of Logan Paul all the way down to Lawrence Taylor. Who's worse than Lawrence Taylor?
Oh my god. Okay. He's not Lawrence Taylor. He's not Shaq.
Snoop Dogg. Remember?
Oh my god. Yes. Yeah.
So on a scale of Snoop Dogg, Lawrence Taylor, all the way up to Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, where does Action Bronson sit on that scale?
I would say he's right smack in the middle. Maybe he's like maybe who's that guy that came? Shit. He's
Floyd.
Maybe he's like Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell, okay. Hey, Stephen Amell was quite athletic, was he not?
Yeah, he was athletic. This guy is athletic for a big guy.
Okay.
So he was doing like running into the ropes and crushing them at the corner, like got a speed. Yeah.
As long as it didn't look overly fake.
Okay, I would say the way he wrestled is like a less polished Otis.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not saying he did banzai drops or frog splashes or what, but he conducted himself fairly fine.
Did the crowd give a shit about him and Hook?
The crowd loved him.
Local hero lah.
Local hero. So it was good. They both ended the match, both of them doing dual red rams to their opponents lah.
Oh right, because apparently you can just learn finishing moves like nothing like that, very easy. Everybody can just do red ram.
And apparently they can defeat the Jericho Appreciation Society. So 2.0 sucks lah.
Poor guys. There was Wardlow and Samoa Joe versus Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah,
obviously job match.
It's a job match. It's Mark Sterling getting powerbomb. You want to see that? And you got your match lah.
Ray Phoenix versus Jungle Boy for what?
A long match.
For what? My question is for what? Was there a point?
The point was Luchasaurus returned and Christian came out in his sling and talked shit about Jungle Boy lah.
So this goddamn feud is still going on.
Of course, it's never ending, bro.
Did Luchasaurus beat anybody? Did he beat up Jungle Boy or they just stand there?
No, he came back and he chokeslammed them lah.
Okay. I still don't care. I still don't care. The blow off Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara started the match by calling him a fat piece of shit lah. He got it right out of the way, bro.
Okay.
So and then Eddie Kingston proceeded to kill him lah.
Okay.
It's just like it was a competitive match, but I think it's great that they are working together. But it's damn funny lah because he was like, I want to make things clear. I want to clear the air between both of us. I hope there's no issue. I just want to say, I wanted to say something I should have said a few weeks ago. I think you're a fat piece of shit. They cannot fucking bitch slap after that. Yeah. So
wait. So who won? Like how?
Eddie won.
Eddie won by what?
By kicking his ass lah. No, he did his patented. What do you call it? He did his. It's not an elbow. I don't know what do you call it? The spinning back fist, bro.
Oh, okay. So then is the feud over?
It seems like it. So Sammy has been hinting that he might leaving the company, right?
Right. Wait. I just pulled up the actual card and the results. Right. It
Yeah, yeah.
says here that Sammy Guevara won by reverse decision.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Again. Now I remember. So,
So
he did the spinning back fist, then he did the stretch plum.
yeah.
So he did the stretch plum, and he won the match, but he didn't let go of the move because I think he wanted to inflict damage. To the point the referee come in, security come in, like, hey, end the match, blah blah blah. And then
I thought referee's decision is final. Anyway,
Tammy at the side crying.
yeah. They haven't done this sort of reverse decision in a long time in any company.
Is that a normal thing to do? Is it actually an effective thing to do though?
It used to be a thing they would do just like this back in the golden era, in fact. You know, like if a heel or somebody, if a face, like for example, they did it with Shamrock. Actually, no, they did it in the Attitude Era. Remember Shamrock would snap and he wouldn't release the ankle lock. I can't remember it was on who. I think it was on The Rock, actually. And then the referee couldn't get him off, so he was like, no, reverse the decision. Rock wins instead. So
yeah.
It's been a while. I guess this is a way of extending the feud. But yeah, like Sammy has been hinting like, oh, he wants to leave or whatever.
Yeah. So I think seems like a continuation of the feud because Eddie clearly is still very upset with Sammy within the context of the storyline. That's why he didn't let go of the finisher, right? And have you seen this? They're hinting some sort of like storyline with the referees as well.
Oh god.
Did you see this? Tony Khan was like tweeting out to Paul Turner, oh, you need to get a hold. So I thought the referee decisions were crap. I thought it was on purpose. But it's actually really on purpose. It's like them doing some sort of subtle storyline about the AEW referees being out of control or something.
Or is it they finally realized people have been talking about how shit their refs are and they're like, let's make it a storyline. Let's pretend like this was the point all along.
I don't know.
I feel like, you know, knowing Tony Khan, that's exactly what he's doing. It's like, okay, let's just roll with it, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Jade Cargill fought Diamante. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Okay, let's wrap things up with the golden ticket battle royal. Macam like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory like that. Oh, I won the golden ticket. Yay!
Oh, man, dear God. Well, Chris Jericho was on commentary, so you know it was annoying.
So Lance Archer, who, you know, randomly shows up to job. Jay Lethal, who's been nothing but a jobber, even though he's a freaking fantastic worker and promo. We had Cero Mero guy, who's, you know, who he is what he is. He's Mr. Flippy Flip. And we have the biggest bitch in pro wrestling right now, Hangman Page.
Oh, bro, you forgot the biggest return that nobody gave a shit about.
Huh? Who?
Brian Cage was in the match.
Okay, yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah,
nobody
that's
cares. Was he? Like I said, I didn't watch it.
He fucking appeared like after how many months of not appearing on AEW. No explanation, nothing. He just appeared in this match.
Wait, was Taz on commentary? Did he say anything?
Nothing. He was on commentary but didn't say anything.
So it just pretend like they never had a thing.
Yeah, they never say like, oh, my fellow Team Taz guy. He just appeared and did nothing. And yes, the biggest bitch in town, Hangman Page, went to the finals, unfortunately.
Final, he won. Didn't he? He won the thing.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, so it was him and Rush to end the match. But funnily enough, the crowd reaction towards Hangman Page is still quite okay. People are still cheering when he came to the ring.
Maybe people really didn't like CM Punk. Maybe this is your hardcore AEW fan base, and he's a hardcore AEW original.
Yeah, so what does it say about Tony Khan that he's still giving chances to Hangman Page when he's the one that's causing all this drama?
Maybe he doesn't think he caused drama. Maybe he actually believes that CM Punk did. You know, because like we said before in previous episodes, and we don't want to rehash it, but everyone's at fault here. Hangman made himself out to be the dumbest little bitch by going out on live TV and going into business for himself right before the pay-per-view.
If nothing else, he would have been punished for that.
Yeah, so it's TK doing TK things again.
So how do you punish someone by actually giving him a title shot?
Maybe he can lose within like 30 seconds against Mox.
I hope so. I hope that's the case because that match is going to happen in 2 weeks or what at Cincinnati.
They announced in Cincinnati as in Mox's hometown. Okay, they better not. This better not be a 20 minute like, you know, back and forth. Just have Hangman just fucking job.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, I understand why they keep Hangman in the main event. Maybe just to keep him relevant.
Yeah.
But I think he needs some time away, lah. Hangman as a like they really since they wrapped up his whole 3 year storyline with the Elite, right? He hasn't had anything interesting, lah.
As a main, like for the mainstream, like the character that he's portrayed, he's dull. And for the smart fans, the long-time fans, I don't know about the AEW diehards. Obviously, you know, he can't do anything wrong, especially the Elite fans. But I think to like people who kind of ask in the know and who read the dirt sheets and whatnot, like I cannot look at him the same way anymore. I roll my eyes whenever he comes out now.
It's tough, lah. And also another thing is he's suffering from a Bianca Belair problem, where
you can't even compare the two. My God.
No, I'm not comparing in terms of talent or what. I'm just saying that he was better in chase mode. I think he was more interesting as a character when he was chasing for the title when he became champion.
Well, how about this, bro? How about the fact that he was compelling was only because of Bryan Danielson? Let's face it. That was the only time he was ever really, truly compelling. And don't even bring up the time where he was feuding with Kenny Omega. If you go back into the episodes, I was never interested in that feud.
Yeah, exactly. He, like I said, like Hangman still has a lot to learn, to really be the level. You know, I know this might sound very, very controversial and offensive to you.
Right, bro.
But when he was starting out, right, like the way he was displaying this humility, this humbleness and all that, as his character, like at least, I thought he was like a young Bret Hart.
Oh my God!
In the sense of his sense of unassummingness. He's like you know, like a nice guy. Like I thought if he could be as good in terms of technically in the ring, he has that connection with the fans, he could have been their main guy, like in that sense. But well, he fucked it up.
Well. Yeah, no, technically he was never that good or as good as Bret Hart, obviously, right? But I see where you're going. Like he was this like you said, unassuming guy. And then he got wrapped up in ridiculous bullshit storylines with the Elite and him drinking and then and then he started hanging around with the Dark Order. He was booked into oblivion. That's what happened. And he's just not that great. He's okay on the mic. But when you really let loose, we all saw what happened. He buried himself, confused the fuck out of everybody. And you realize he was going into business for himself. So he's a dick.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to reckon with what he's capable of. But, man.
I mean, wrestling is all about second chances. So obviously we're not going to write him off right away. He's still a very young man, right?
Yeah.
But we'll see lah. You know, in the next few years, how he turns it around, how he maybe wakes up his idea and maybe listen to a veteran or two, huh?
Yeah, I think the best thing to do in AEW is to look forward and focus on other stars.
Yeah.
And they tried to do that. Their final match on Rampage, the lights out match, was Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs. They finally give them time.
Oh, this was a lights out match, okay.
Like, so they close the door, they close the lights. They're like, okay, this match, you know, no one will be responsible for whatever happens. And bro, this two is the one that should be highlighted. Like if they ever wanted to have two homegrown talent main event a show, Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs is better than Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta.
Okay, just a quick stat. I know, like, you know, on my Twitch stream, we talk about wrestling in a respectful way, of course, and people are like, oh my God, don't disrespect my Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. I'm like, you know, they dropped the ratings by how much?
Who are these people in your streams, bro?
No, they're fine. They're obviously fans of pro wrestling and AEW fans as well. And it is fine, but it's like sometimes you can't argue the hard numbers, right? And the ratings show that they fucking dropped the ratings by 300,000. It's nothing to do with whether they're good or not. You know? It has everything to do with the fact that they have zero name value, so why are they in the main event of Dynamite? Meanwhile, the next week you had Mox and
Danielson.
Mox and Jericho.
Danielson and Jericho.
Yeah, Danielson and Jericho. You have names. And the ratings maintain. Duh. You know? Like, are you surprised?
No matter how talented you are, if you put Triple H and the Rocky Maivia in 1996 in the main event of Raw, no one's going to watch.
No, exactly. You need to put your main event guys. And that being said, okay, coming back to Rampage, right? Did this air at the regular time or a different time?
So the problem of this Rampage was it was a 2-hour Rampage.
Yeah, so that's why my question is, if it aired at the regular time, you have to remember, wrestling fans in the US, their main market, had to watch 2 hours of SmackDown, and then this would be at what, midnight, 11 o'clock?
Yeah,
I mean,
10 to 12.
and we've talked about this before. The main event of Rampage, traditionally, out of pure habit, has been just the throwaway match. So they gave Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, two people we have identified as potential stars, right?
Yep.
They gave them that shit spot where they should have opened the show.
Yeah. Instead, who did they open the show with? I can't remember.
I believe it was Sting and Darby Allin versus House of Black.
House of Blues. Oh yeah, okay. I mean, fair enough. They those 4 are stars. It was a good match as well. You didn't mention that match, but it was a good match as well.
But Malachi Black is gone, and
Yep.
this feud has honestly dragged on too long already.
Oh, yeah. We didn't mention what happened.
Oh, the Great Muta, is it?
Muta replied, return, or not even return. He appeared.
Yeah.
Thing, I guess, which is weird because they were both rivals.
Yeah.
Past. Yeah, but it's nice to see Keiji Moto lah. I mean,
Hey, bro, your audio went real soft all of a sudden. Everything okay?
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's very soft, and I have you at max already.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. What.
There you go. Now you sound good.
My connection.
Okay. So
yeah, I think
anyway,
they're saying like I think it's time to wrap it up. That's why.
yeah. So what is the Great Muta back for a short stint?
It's a one-off.
One-off, like, oh, hey, Japanese legend. Let's just give him a
pop the crowd, just to pop the crowd. That's what it is, right?
Okay, great. So I mean, honestly though, like if you want to talk about highlighting your homegrown talent, should have put Ricky Starks and Hobbs here. And this is a 2-hour show now. This one could have gone in the main event of the first hour, i.e., in middle of the card, right?
Yeah. Instead, they gave it to Ray Phoenix and Jungle Boy. That was the first hour main event,
which has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what's the ratings for this. Honestly,
yeah. Maybe we'll get proven wrong, and everyone really wanted to watch Hobbs versus Starks.
It's such a shame because Hobbs and Starks actually was a legitimately good match. Like a great, like a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
Hobbs with his current body fucking shredded looks like a star.
Yeah.
It looks like he can be Bobby Lashley of AEW if they really put him well. Ricky Starks, right now he's been starting like for his big matches before his match, right? He will do like a vignette or like a promo, not a backstage. He does like a video package, and it's really well done, very stylized. It was like Kill Bill. I if you had time to actually check out the entrance, right, it was really it made him look like a star lah.
Okay,
because he got like monologue, like inner monologue, like Sin City inner monologue.
Right, yeah. Hobbs Wardlow, how about that?
Hobbs Wardlow would be a great future match. It would be like Batista versus like Bobby Lashley in the future, I guess.
Giant horse match because let's face it lah. Right now, Wardlow is being booked into oblivion.
I hope he gets out of that funk that he's in right now.
Bro, get him away from the fake lawyer.
Yeah, get him away from. I hope he moves away from Sterling.
Yeah, get him away from Sterling. That does nothing for him. He needs a challenge now. Like, yeah, we've seen him beat up job guys. Now it's time to slowly build him up. Have him go up against tougher and tougher and tougher opponents. And then you have Hobbs, who's like equal in size, right? Then you have a massive horse fight for the TNT title. People will watch that.
Yeah, that's why. I just hope they don't screw up. They've really screwed up with Wardlow. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But I hope they don't make it worse because the problem with AEW is they haven't seemed to be able to pull the trigger when things are hot. That's my whether it's MJF, whether it's Hangman Page, even when he won at Full Gear, I thought it was too late.
Yeah.
CM Punk, so Wardlow, it's tough lah. It's tough to, especially when you're fans of them.
Yeah. There you go. That's this past week in wrestling. As always, lots of things to talk about. I mean, I feel like things are looking up though. After all the drama, funnily enough, right? After all the Vince drama, after all the CM Punk Young Bucks drama, it's almost as if everyone's like, okay, we need to fucking get our shit together and start, pulling together. And AEW seems to be on an upswing, to me anyway, right? Like there's renewed interest. MJF is back. Finally, the attention is on the right people. And in all real honesty, you just need one or two main event like guys to make everything work. And with WWE, it's obviously the Bloodline. And
Yeah.
Raw, I feel, is a little bit... They're trying new things, yes, they're improving, but it's still kind of dragging.
Yeah, the 3 hour doesn't help, but
Yeah.
at least they try to have more new people in the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like you said, it just takes one guy to ignite everything. You know what? MJF can be on such a great run these next couple of months that everything on TV is must-see television, especially with him.
Yeah, exactly. No, like what he's going to do with Mox. In fact, I feel like people are going to be rooting for him to finally win the title off of Mox. Because Mox, like we said, he's been stepping up recently with his promos and stuff like that, right? But to be honest, he's kind of stale already. He's a like the way he's been booked, and because of the whole CM Punk thing, it does make him feel like a transitional champion.
He already admitted that he was supposed to go on holiday already, right? So maybe this is just one final. Okay, you extend a bit before you go on holiday again, lah.
Yeah. No, but see, that's the thing. At the end of the day, too, and one more thing I wanted to bring up as well. The idea of the press scrum or the press conference. Do you see the difference between the way WWE did it and AEW does it?
Yes.
I think that is the biggest telling sort of thing when it comes down to how each company is trying to portray their sport. Okay? Look at WWE, did it in Las Vegas, fight capital of the world, much like a boxing match, legit stuff. There was no chicanery. People there did what they were supposed to do, right? You had Triple H standing there, much like Dana White separating the two fighters. This looked like a legit sport. ESPN was covering. Freaking like actual Fox Sports was covering, right? Not just the wrestling media. Meanwhile, we talked about this before, the press scrums. You have wrestlers showing up there, sweaty, freaking just fight. I know they're trying to do like a New Japan thing, but and the media covering it, it's like your own people. It's like
your friends, yeah.
The wrestling press. I mean, they're obviously Tony Khan is trying to do it to get in the good graces of the wrestling press, give them unfiltered access. And we've seen exactly what happens when you give them unfiltered access. To me, what I think should happen is AEW, who, remember, sports-based presentation, they need to get rid of the post-match scrum. They need to treat their shit like this is a legit sport and not just, we all friend, come, we all talk. I tell you about how, MJF actually is a nice guy and bullshit like that.
Yeah. I'm not against a post-match scrum, because even in UFC, even in football, they always talk to the media after the fact, right? But I'm against them opening up about the business too much.
Yep. Yeah.
Like telling them how this match went down, how we booked this match. Like, no. Just keep it short and sweet in character. The people give you comment and ciao.
So see, here's the problem, right? You talk about post-match scrum for football and for UFC. Those are legit sports. They will legit talk about what they legit feel. Whereas in pro wrestling, once you cross over that line into, we were actually like planning the match, or we are best friends, let's go have a beer, blah, blah, blah. You are shooting yourself in the foot and making the whole thing look like a farce.
And the problem is, right, you cannot be best friend with media, because media can also screw you anytime, because we are not loyal. I mean, they try to make the media people loyal to them, but if there's scandal, you think the media is not going to report it?
No, exactly.
If there's drama, they're going to report on your shit as well. Right?
It's a double-edged sword, right? Exactly. And I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but wrestling media, not exactly the most objective lah. Like you give them more access, and that's the whole point. That's the whole reason Tony Khan is doing it. I feel it's like, okay, if I give them so much access, they'll always report good shit about me.
Isn't that what wrestling fans want to do? I want to somehow get involved in the wrestling business. Okay lah, I interview them lah. Okay lah.
I feel good ma. Yeah, Uncle Tony Khan loves me, gives me access to Kenny Omega, CM Punk, all my favorite wrestlers. This is what the Young Bucks have been doing also, Elite. Like, just give them all those great sound bites and leaks. Like, they are very good. They like us.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you imagine the same thing happening to like a legit, like, Manchester United? We give the football media, like, no such thing.
You see, there's a difference between their club media, their internal media, and actual sports media from outside covering them.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Like, not to say that there are no legit journalists in the wrestling media, but it's quite obvious who is sort of very biased and who is not. Basically, because you get so much access from one side.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you just report what's good lah. I think quality you cannot debate. In my opinion, you can't debate quality. If it's good, it's good. Everyone will acknowledge it.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's hope that's the case like going forward.
Yeah. So Tony Khan does a disservice to his own product. He should not have these post-match scrums anymore. Or if he is going to do it, fucking use it to tell a story. Like what the WWE, make it professional, make it look like a legitimate sport.
Let's be honest, you know why he does it, right?
To show Sindiria, he want to talk.
Stroke his own ego, he wants to talk. He enjoys it.
Yeah, at the end of the press scrum, who's the one who talks the most? Probably him.
Yeah,
he loves it. And then like after a pay-per-view, and their pay-per-views go like 6, 7, 8 hours, right? Like everyone tired already, everyone cranky. You expect them to go out there and talk to these like jabronis. Only Tony Khan is the one who shook Sindiri only like, oh yeah, you know, I want to talk about this shit, that shit. I want to get my story. I'm like, oh my god, relax.
You know what needs to happen?
What?
He needs to get married. He needs to get hitched, right? Get a girl, right? And then finally the wife will be like, can you stop it? Just go home.
It's hard. You know why it's hard? I'm not saying he's not attractive or anything, but at his level, right? When you are millionaire, you never know who's just marrying you for your money. So I would say that it's probably hard. And plus, he's probably very tough to get along with. Anyway. Promos.
That is another deep dive for another time.
Oh my god. It is, right? Can you imagine in bed, all he's doing is talking about numbers and AEW and tweeting.
Is Tony Khan marriage material? Yes or no? Debate.
Hey, maybe you can find somebody who's super into numbers and wrestling as well. And, you know, there's somebody for everybody, I believe.
Yeah, these people are all also single. Trust me.
Yeah, well, then two single people can get together and be super obsessed about the same thing together.
I mean, they're single men, not women.
Well, we don't know that. You know, we can't generalize in that sense. But, okay, that will have to do it for today's episode because we're running long. But then again, that's every episode.
Yeah, I wish I could say that about my love life running long. But anyway, so... next week, we shall talk about what? Next week
we have so many things to talk about. Extreme Rules is on the horizon. I'm sure there'll be more, build up to Crown Jewel. I'm sure Logan Paul will call himself a chair or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Take note, guys. We'll confirm again next week. Cut subject to change. Whether we'll have a new schedule. Yeah, it all depends on my new work. But I hope everything is good. I hope my new bosses give me chance, me, want to support me, and you know.
Yeah. Well, like every week we say, just jump into the Discord, carry on the conversation, and we'll update any sort of schedule changes on the Discord.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not on the Discord, why aren't you not on our Discord? Please join us. If you like what we do, you want to support us, pledge even a $2.99 Patreon just to be a donor to us. Great, keeps the podcast going, keeps us producing this content as well.
The link is in the description. If you're hearing the audio, the link is also in the description. And of course, slide into our DMs anytime. Follow us on social media. If you haven't liked this video on YouTube yet, do us a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we will see you very soon. All right, it's Mr. Young.
And it's for in the building. Have a great week ahead.
Kick to the gut. I like it.